Hi, good morning. Hi. Oh, let me switch something in OBS. Good morning. Yeah, the dog says, why? Is this a thing he's just gonna do from now on when I start talking? He just barks? This is like the second or third stream this has happened. Okay, anyway, hi guys. Gwen, thank you for 12 months. I can't believe I've been here for a year already. I know, doesn't it feel like 10 years? Just me cracking the whip, being like, Gwen, help me with this. Gwen, help me with this. Thank you, Gwen. And Ginga, thank you for being here, and Evan for the gift sub that you gave to Ginga in the first place, because Ginga's young. And Kanzanon, thank you for resubscribing. Kanzanon said, ooh. Whoa. Is this actually a really nice message? Holy shit, one second. I gotta give this due respect. Sorry, excuse me. Due respect is me coughing into the microphone. Kanzanon said, I want to tuck myself into the earth, beneath a duvet of moss, and curl up among the roots of trees and grass, and sleep and dream, and in the cool and quiet of the loam. Subbing to Ronenn is a close second. Holy shit! That was such a nice message. I want to save that. I love that. I genuinely, unironically, I love that message. Oh my god. Thank you for, sorry. I'm so happy right now. I'm completely taken aback by that. And then also 004, thank you for resubscribing for 21 months. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hello and good morning. Thank you guys. I think a hype train started. I think it did. Also warning, anyone who has misophonia? Have I ever pronounced this word correctly in my life? I'm still finishing off food. It's mac and cheese. I'm hopefully the mic won't pick up on like gross chewing sounds, but it might, you know when it do, yeah. Anyway, good morning. Let's go through the hellos. The first hello I saw was Breezy, and thanks for hanging out early in the morning, Breezy. You were not the only one, but thank you, Breezy, for hanging out in the morning. And the first hello. And hello, Red Dragon. Hello, D10. Hello, Noxiga. Hello, Adabot. Hello, Ginga. Hello, Ashenria. Hello, I'm Really Sinful. Hello, Noodles. Hello, Aku. Hello, Gawain. Hello, Rebo. Why am I reading things differently? Sorry. I don't know who I am right now. Hi, Maida. Welcome on in. Hello, Jaratech. Hello, 004. And hello, Fake Raid. Hi, guys. Good morning to you. What's the face for? Why'd you throw up? No, don't throw up. Don't throw up. What's wrong? I'm shattered. I worked in the sun for 4 hours. Oh, did you wear proper sunscreen? Are you like maybe a bit like heat? Are you like maybe heat exhausted? Do you need to rapidly cool down? I can give advice for that. If you're talking emotionally shattered, I am probably not the person right now because I'm a little zonked, I think. Hi, Nebula. Ooh, my stream has started early when Nebula's still awake. Hello, Neb. Hi. We're just gonna check the messages that came in. Oh, we're starting. Deacon said, I'm not even out of bed yet, Woman Jam. I started the stream an hour later than scheduled. You should be grateful. Or not grateful. Because actually, no, who gives a fuck about my stream? Sundrick, I see you over there. I said, oh my god, Aniki stream, that's me. That is me. Kairi said, this early? I regularly do early Saturday streams. This is a regular occurrence. I'm trying to see if the microphone's picking up on food chewing sounds. Sorry. I gotta eat because I gotta take more meds. And when I've taken the meds on an empty stomach and it's been like, bleh, you know what I mean? I also bark whenever Ronenn speaks. That's great. Hi, WifeX. WifeFX, hello. Mesa Symphonia, something like that. Pronounce me something like I'm Jar Jar Binks. That is shockingly helpful. I was about to chew you out on just being like, that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, oh, Misa Jar Jar Binks. Oh, Misophonia. That actually worked really well. Thank you. I'm glad I stopped myself before ripping into you. It says, Ronenn, your ego's a bit inflated. I bring you down to earth, but you'll do it yourself during the stream at some point. I don't know if I will. I've been pretty comfortable taking compliments and stuff like that. Fake Grade said, I'm definitely heat exhausted. I've been taking hair. I did use sunscreen, but I kept my skin covered with clothing. Okay, I'll be okay. I'm just gonna recover for at least. Yeah, totally. Not that you needed any advice, but just in case just in case, just make sure you're hydrating lots, getting electrolytes. If you, I don't know where you are, what you have access to, but one of my favorite techniques for cooling down rapidly is just finding any piece of like fabric, a bed sheet, a pillowcase, whatever, dampening it and then sitting in front of a fan. And it's just like, it'll, unless you're in a really, really high humidity room, then it won't work or won't work as well. But otherwise, that's my recommendation. Because I sometimes I need to rapidly get colder. Oh, the other one that works really well is filling your bathroom sink with water, like just plugging up the sink and then filling it with water, and then sinking your hands into it, because there's so much veins and capillaries that go to your hands, so it's like an easy way to transfer heat out of your body. I think we're learning something, but a good method. Or it's not even, yeah. Maybe try the cold water hand soaky thing. That would be my next best bet. But otherwise, you sound like you know what you're doing, so. Let's see. Noodle said, hi, Nettie. Cute. Okay, first off, I gotta fuck up my stream. Shut up a minute. I enjoy catching you. No, sorry, Noodles. The reason I was like, is the second I was like, Deacon, I started my stream an hour late. You should be grateful. And he was like, wait a fucking second. I'm just a streamer. You don't know. It's just, that was the peak of arrogance, being like, you should be grateful I started late so you can sleep in. I'm like, wait a second. Most people are not, who gives a shit about my stream? Just sleep when you want, you know? I don't theoretically, on a base level, people give a shit about my stream. Totally. In the sense that you're like, I like this entertainer. But when me being like, you should be grateful, and then I was like, uh-oh, I'm gonna get struck by ego lightning. No school work, no hard games, just rest. Hell yeah. Have you met the Hat Man yet? No, I'm not taking that kind of no Hat Man. Try to be helpful. You do. And I don't try to be bitchy, it just happens sometimes. You're next. This body makes me mentioning heat, but just my disability involves post-exertional malaise and trouble managing my temperature. Oh hell yeah! Then you know what you're doing. Also, Quell. I want to say Quell because I'm like, you know, French Canadian influence, but it might be Quell. Quellbrand, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Hello, nice to meet you. Hello. And Aku, thank you for the 250 stream streak. Quarter of the way to the goal. Soon. Soon. How soon do you think I can pull off another 750 streams? Hopefully we're in his lovely day. Thanks, Aku. I appreciate it. Thank you for the stream streak. And then Vega lives in a swamp. Makes me like green username. Makes sense. My body temp is okay now. I'm just all hollowed out. Okay, in that case, you know what? Just be you. Yeah, just do your thing. You know yourself. Just treat yourself extra well. You know, the usual. Can I turn out spotty the inflammation when disappeared now, but good luck with the stream. Thank you, Deacon. Deacon's like, yeah, my connection is spotty. And really, he's like, what up, bitch? This is not how I want to start my morning. That's her people ladies going to my vocabulary. How is that going in your vocabulary? How is that going in your vocabulary and not egalitarian orifices? You were there when I said that. I'm shocked that that's going in first and not egalitarian orifices, which I am having a hard time saying out loud now that I say it. I was happy when I say it loud because it was just perfect winding down. Hell yeah. This will be a winding down type stream too. Thank you for considering even streaming today. We are truly grateful to hear your voice and enjoy your presence. At first second, I was like, oh, that's so nice. And I was like, wait, I am detecting sarcasm. Return of the Dead. Hi, Major. Hello, welcome on in. Hi, guys. I still had to eat food, but I also had to take my more meds. I finally figured a combination of migraine meds, which are like prescription, and then a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug of some kind. So I ran out of ibuprofen, so now it's aspirin. But the number one thing that has been helping with the headache, I don't know why I've been having a headache all week. I'm like, I don't know why actually. It's not a migraine, but I'm still taking the migraine meds just in case. I was taking muscle relaxant, but the muscle relaxant makes me kind of like a little loopy, or that might be the migraine meds. One of them, some combination makes me just a little like, that's why I'm like, I'm a piece of pasta that has been overcooked, because that's kind of what I feel like, you know? I feel like a wobbly noodle being like, woo, and I'm kind of acting like it too, so. He's like, yes, never. Hi, Hunter, welcome on in. Can't believe it's been almost 2 years. Don't remind me, I'm so behind on the prep for the special big day. I'm the worst, guys. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'm a decent streamer, and then other times I'm like, I'm really bad at a lot of streaming things. Like, I'm really bad at a lot of stuff that good streamers are supposed to do. Is it Tizanidine? No. I can't recall off the top of my head because I forget it every time. But if you keep listing migraine meds, it's from the very standard first line prescription migraine meds. It's one of the, you know, it's just one of like half a dozen kinds. I have anything my cold with cough drops and hot toddies. Hot toddies are great. I meant the muscle relaxer? No. Oh, the muscle relaxer is over the counter. Methocarbamol, maybe? I don't think it's meant to make you loopy or anything like that. It does for me, and it makes me go to sleep like, so. Don't be telling yourself you're gonna be a streamer. You're very green after all. I get it. Green. I don't think I call myself a green streamer after 2 years though. I feel like at a certain point I have to be like, oh, there's no more new person debuff that I can like point to. It's just skill issue. Hi Rex, good morning. Tizanidine, there's not habit forming. The OTC, they're not in the US. Methocarbamol. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, or if I even read it right off the label. Anyway, I'm taking a lot of it. Don't forget, it's not easy being green. Where was that from originally? Where's that quote from originally? Yeah, good morning. Hi. So yeah, this week I've been just dealing with a nasty headache on and off. And the problem for me is it's like headaches make stuff. Kermit the Frog. Oh yeah, I never liked the Muppets when I was a kid. Sorry. I think we've talked about this before where I'm like, ew, puppets, but they're okay. And just in general, I'm like, ew, puppets. Also, let me turn my fan towards myself. I'm kind of hot and I don't know why. There. Come here. There you go. Headaches are gonna. Yeah, that's the thing is I find it hard to like make myself do stuff when my head's hurting. And the other thing too is that sometimes my head was hurting so much I couldn't fall asleep, or I was falling asleep for like very short stints. And that probably made the headache worse. You know, unfortunately, like lack of sleep will do that. And it was just not good. And I wasn't being very productive. So I just feel like I wasted a week basically, but it happens. Oh, what I got? Maybe food. We don't like food sounds. I'm sorry. I gotta eat before I take the meds. Hi, Ignar. Did I say hello? I can't remember if I said hello and then I just said hello again or what. Hi, Ignar. I'm suspicious of myself. It's honestly a really nice song. Oh, this is the Kermit the Frog song. I was like, what song? Oh, the reference. It's bad if I'm relating to you. When you're all the age, I would accept that sometimes it just is a few days. It takes a while to get used to. Yeah, I thought it's been long enough that I've had some medical maladies that I feel like I would have adapted, but I still just get frustrated. This Command Silk song is so good. Oh yeah, I heard. I don't keep up much with anything, but it does sound like Silk Song was released in the funniest way ever, where it had been put off for like 8 bazillion years, and then they were like, oh, it's coming out next week. And the funniest expression of this that I saw was a video from Dokibird where she was like, because for the longest time her chat's like, you should play Hollow Knight. And she's like, I'll play Hollow Knight when Silk Song comes out, because she for sure thought it was actually never gonna like happen. She thought Silk Song was never gonna happen. So she's like, yeah guys, I'll play Hollow Knight when Silk Song comes out. Ha ha ha. And her chat's like, no, you know what I mean? Like it was supposed to be the funny joke being like, oh yeah guys, I'll play Half-Life 1 when Half-Life 3 comes out. Like that's like that. I think that's the sentiment that was being expressed. And then out of nowhere they're like, oh yeah, it's coming out in 2 weeks. And she was like, fuck. But now she has a custom Hollow Knight model that she's doing everything, so it's like obviously she's leading into it. But I think it reminds me of Parks and Recreation. There's this whole bit that's so funny, and I'm probably gonna make it unfunny by trying to explain it. But it's where April Ludgate's character is acting as secretary to Ron Swanson. He's basically like, I don't want to do any work. And she's like, okay. And she does a really good job of making sure he never has to speak to anyone at the Parks and Rec department ever. And then she was like, what was it? She booked everything, I think, for March 31st. So what she did is she kept telling people, it was like, oh, I can make an appointment on March 31st, blah, 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 blah. And then the day finally arrives and she like walks into his office. She's like, I didn't think March 31st was a real day. She's like, I thought March was one of the months with only 30 days. And so he had to do all the appointments on the 31st. So that's, yeah, just kind of raising them. So good. I love Parks and Rec, everything but the first season. Don't bother watching the first season of Parks and Rec. You're not like missing out on key lore or anything like that. You can just like read like a 2-line Wikipedia summary of the first season and you're good. Just skip it. It's not good. Also, hi Polychromata Slush. No Slush. I did not want to drive. I didn't want to lift my head at some points. That's why you guys finally got a hand-drawn schedule, because I was like, looking at the computer was not happening. Also, hi Cobalt Giraffe. We've missed you. I keep looking at the words on stream leaderboards and I'm like, people be like, oh, only Leslie over here, only Deacon over here, like people, and I was like, Cobalt Giraffe is also good at words and streams. I kept missing your name on the leaderboards. Hi. For $20 ultimate system stress test, yeah. I mean, genius. Oh fuck yeah. The first season of First Gaming, even then I wouldn't bother. Some doggy's been hoisted by her own petard. Anyway, this is true. But she, you know, that's why she's so great and funny, is because she goes for it. Not like us weenies where I'm like, I'm not committing to everything ever because I know what you guys will do. You force me to follow through and I don't do anything. Blah, blah, blah. Go ahead, go on. Oh shit. I over 23 months at tier 3. Jesus Christ, hello. Okay, sorry, I'm eating food. Sorry. It was probably not the welcome you wanted. It was like a mouthful of food. Hi, good morning. My season, my sleep schedule has been all over this. Very fair. No, sorry. When I say we missed you, I don't mean like, where were you, bitch? You know? Where were you? Where were you? You're all right, everyone, take him out back and kick him. Kick him for not being here. That's not what I meant. No, I just went to Genesis to be like, hi, we're happy to see you. Not, you're gonna get your ass kicked now. Yeah, you travel overseas, do your thing. So Malern, hello. God, Zoidberg, hello. Sorry, Malern, you might think that was, no, okay. Malern, hello. There, you both got excited hellos. For a second, I was like, oh no. Malern's gonna think, oh, she's not excited to see us, but it's just sometimes I need to like, if I just say hello the same way every time, I start to feel like a dork. Being like, Jennifer, hello. Robert, hello. Michael, hello. And I'm like, I gotta vary my voice. I just gotta. I do it anyway. But then I'm like, oh no, someone's gonna be like, oh, I'm so sad that someone got a better hello, so. If you're wondering what I'm eating, no one asked, I'm just offering this information. There was a really sick deal at the grocery store for these frozen craft dinner, like mac and cheeses. And you'll be thinking, being like, what the fuck? Why would you buy frozen mac and cheese? You could just make it as like the easiest thing. This is true, but they're super cheap, they're big, and they're better than the boxed versions by a mile. And then what I do is I add green peas to it to add fiber and to just bulk it up to make it more filling. And then, in this case, this one was just a regular cheese flavor, so I added nutritional yeast to try to like oomph up the cheesy flavor. Because sometimes I find they're like super cheesy, and it's not like that cheesy. And then I add hot sauce, because duh. And then the very last thing I add before I eat it is I add ground flaxseed to increase the fiber and also to give me a bit of like omega fatty acids. The only thing is normally I have this big jar of ground flaxseed. Normally I pinch and sprinkle it like a seasoning. This time I used a spoon and I think I did too much. There's a lot of flaxseed in here. I was like, oh my god. Normally the flaxseed doesn't even affect the texture, but I think I did too much, but that's okay. I'll finish it. So that's what I'm eating right now. I'm the Great Channel, a daytime run stream. What I do right in life. These happen regularly, I swear to God. Would anyone like to stream to hear a Bible verse about how to deal with anxiety? No, I am personally the incarnation of Satan. You should probably go. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm not. It's just, I'm very, like, I just grew up without religion, and I'm very gay at times, and the running joke is when I walk into a church, my skin burns, so. That was maybe too harsh. Sorry. I just... Look. Growing up where the number of times that we've had like Mormons come to the door, and when I was a kid, I was really, really polite, and the number of things I would sit down, you know, picture being also, in hindsight, like, two grown-ass men just being like, hey, we want to talk to you, and I'm like 8 or 9, and they're sitting with me on the front stoop, telling me very aggressively about stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know how to say no, they're wearing suits, they're being polite. Like, I wasn't taught to like be like, no, go away, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I don't have good memories, but I do remember the first time I realized you could respond differently to things, it was at a friend's house where they arrived, and this friend was like, it's like we were teenagers, but she was like a grown woman in a teenager's body. And I don't mean like she's mature. I just meant that she just had this sense of self-confidence that usually comes with age, which is to say that they came to the door, and I was like, I was feeling anxious because I'm like, oh, it's really uncomfortable to reject people. Again, things you have to learn to deal with. And she's like, no, I got this. And so she's like a long ginger, you know, she looks a lot like, I think, Donna from That 70s Show. And she's wearing this like patterned like batik robe or something like that. And she goes to the door and she like swings it open and they start doing their thing. And she's like, I'm a witch. And then she started, I can't even imitate the sound she made. And she started going like, she started screaming at the top of her lungs. And they fucking booked it out of there. And she just closes the door. And I'm like, to a teenager, like to teenage me, this is incomprehensible. Like, me sitting there anxious being like, how am I gonna tell them no? And she's like, I'm a witch. So funny. So that's, sorry, you can see I still take inspiration from that, given my response to someone being like, what's a Bible verse? Honestly, okay, here's the truth though. If you are watching my stream and you're like, oh, I don't want to say it in chat, but I actually do go to church and I find a lot of comfort in the Bible and stuff like that. You do you. Absolutely. Like whatever helps. So if you're like, yeah, no, actually, I was really anxious and I started reading the Bible and I'm listening. Great. I'm actually very happy that worked for you. In fact, oh my God, my favorite relative, I've mentioned her before, an aunt of mine. Oh, she just started going to church in like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And it's like, there's a different family member who gives her shit over it being like, well, I know who you voted for. It's like really weird commentary. And she's like, no, the main reason she started going to church is just because she's like, it was like the only community thing that I could participate in. And it worked really well. So just to say, sorry, I'm not actually, hopefully not the incarnation of Satan. So you do you. It's just, if you come into a Twitch chat and you're like, hello, this is my first time chat and I don't even follow you, like, let's be real. If this person had subscribed and then said that, I might have heard them out. And if you're like, Ronenn, are you saying you can be bought? Yeah, kinda. I might have just banned you after 5 minutes, but I'll let you like say your thing, you know what I mean? So, you know, if you're gonna do that, you know, bribe first, basically. Is it yummy though? Oh, sorry, the food. I'm like, Mormons? No, the food it's decent. I wish there was not as much flaxseed, but it's, it's nutritious. Flaxseeds be with enough water and act like cement. They can be, but they're already like thickening the sauce. This frozen food tends to have like really runny sauce. So I like the flaxseed also for the thickening properties. And that's why I think it's good to add to sauces as a thickener, because you're kind of already bypassing the water stuff. It was not a good first message, yeah. Thank God God universe with exorcism. Yeah. Sarah, thank you for the lyric. Did you hear about first about a giant pile of foreskins? I know, thank you. Also, hello 40 blunts. I see your hello there now. I got accosted by Falun Gong or anti-abortion types. I just hold my hand and keep walking. It's great. Not to discuss the politics of it, but I was in the actual city of Vancouver somewhat recently, with family stuff. And I didn't realize there was a giant Falun Gong parade. I have to admit, it was a great parade. Great music, great marching band. People who were walking around handing out the flyers were super nice. Okay, your PR is good. It is good PR. You might not to be polite, but not being touched now, but they're just a stranger. Look, we're Canadian. I don't know what to tell ya. Also, Zem, hi Zem. I don't think that ever happens. Yeah, just yeah. Your family members that are aunts, Pog. Auntie, my auntie. Means outside of Crusades, less bought, more least. Hi Neil, Robin Hoban Stobin. That's almost me. Sometimes the further you take away the name, the less it becomes me and more becomes like just a delusion pouring out of your mouth. Maybe more Hades. Secret is oh yeah, he barks enough to have 3 heads. Also, who did the hydrate? Neil, thank you for the hydrate. And Arya DeVillain. She is, I'm not. Hello, good morning. Or wait. Oh my God, it must be 3 in the morning or something for you. What are you doing up right now? You just you crazy hoe. That's not the word I would use for Arya. It is very early for you. Go back to sleep. Not a crazy hoe. just crazy. They do put a little. Hi, Elkins. Elkins. You guys, why am I saying usernames like I'm just learning how to speak today? Well, I know why, but I wish I would stop doing it. I honestly want to say hi and hope you're all feeling better. I am gonna be choking down some more pills in just a second to keep the pain away. Sorry, that sounds very dramatic. That sounds like it would be the lyric for like an Evanescence song. No, my headache's still on and off. Sorry, sometimes I'm very prone to dramatics of like, this was the worst thing ever. And I'm like, oh, I had to actually like go and pick up my food at like at the front of the house instead of and where my door is. And that was the worst thing ever. And someone's like, yeah, what about nuclear bombs? And I'm like, no, this is the worst ever. Because I gotta commit, right? If I've already said it's the worst thing ever, I gotta commit being like, no, nuclear bomb is not as bad as my experience. Elkins, is that in the Shenyang theater performance they put on? I'm scared of those ones, Elkins. I'm scared of going into a building run. Like I wouldn't go into a building that was run by a very intense group. You know what I mean? I've seen those sketchy videos outside of the Scientology place. I shouldn't even say the word on stream, actually. Jesus. Totally different places. So please leave me alone. Yeah, I wouldn't go inside a building controlled by them. Also, hi, Emmethy. Hi, Emmethy Garjana. Oh my God, my favorite dying person is live again. It's me. How are you, Emmy? Okay, Rex said I slept so poor last night. I slept finally a bit better last night because the wonders of muscle relaxants. I'm sorry you didn't sleep well, though. It sucks. It sucks. Take your medicine. I will. Have you consumed chicken noodle soup? Ugh. No, not really. It's not my thing. I don't know. If I'm gonna go through the effort to make a soup, I'm gonna make like a hot and sour knockoff Tom Yum soup or something like that. Legalize nuclear bombs. No. Also, why is my tracking going weird? I felt like I was testing something out this morning and my tracking was going wonky, and I'm wondering, I don't know if it's the phone or VTuber Studio or what. Also, Sarah, thank you for the 3-stream streak and the boop. And to give one of their shows, it was a time. Hi, Flamber Phoenix, run stream. Hi, it is me. It is me, Ronenn Haustoria. I'm to use my pills and I don't get tired anymore. Well, I mean, hopefully, like, I don't take because, like, the muscle relaxants are accompanied by acetaminophen, which, depending on where you are, is Tylenol or paracetamol or Panadol or whatever. And so I can't overdo them because then I'll die because that's bad for your liver. So I don't take it for funsies, but my head was really hurting this week, so. It's a meme related to Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Oh, someone mentioned Shadow Wizard Money Gang once ages ago, and they tried to explain it to me, and I didn't get it, obviously. Does your model always have those eye bags? I feel like I just know them. No, they are a toggle. Let's say, okay, so let's say I was well. Let's say I was well, and I was like, guys, Magical transformation. Oh, look at me. I'm so wide awake. Look at no one. But no. I'm actually tired. So it's just a toggle I like to use. I have made them less intense than they originally were as well. They're a little pink. Oh gee. Oh, that's rad. Sometimes they're red. Skill issue? Yeah, I mean, I am 100 skill issues stacked up in a trench coat, quite frankly. Greatest fear, Scientologist, I serve FBI agent. God's but you're not far off. The only thing is I know someone who works for the FBI, and like my hopes and prayers is that whatever I did wouldn't be bad enough that I could be like, help me, just explain. Like, you don't have to like help me like on the inside, just like explain to me what's happening, you know. Flatland. Help me. Me like grabbing my phone while I'm being interrogated and going on Twitch to send a whisper being like, Flatland, help. Flatland's like, we're a massive organization. I can't help you. We're like, there's 10,000 departments and stuff like that. There's something they get. You search on YouTube and you learn all they really, but then I have to watch something. I don't wanna. The normal eyes should be the toggle. Well, I mean, it depends on, I mean, the normal eyes are kind of a toggle because I have to toggle to switch to them. So, you know. What green magic is this and how to learn? What green magic is what? Green magic where? FBI informant confirmed. I'm Canadian. That doesn't make any sense. Also, FBI informant for what? I'd be like, this is how Twitch works. And there is literally already a VTuber who's had that exact journey and already worked for the FBI. Sorry, it's the Kafka's the trial for you. Oh, Emmy, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I wish I could be like, no, I'm very well read. I know exactly what that is. Sorry. When I could have been reading Kafka, I was reading fan fiction. You doing the 4 disconnected line, 107 giant snow monsters. I wasn't asking to watch it. I was just saying to illustrate how shallow the games. Oh! Okay, that makes sense. Okay, food. Also, I need to open my phone to do the game. The game that if I were smart, I would have done Google Play on my computer so you guys could see what I was doing in this game. You know what's funny? I've downloaded a lot of mobile games to try them out of late, and this is the only one that's stuck. And I think I'm kind of understanding why this game is actually kind of fun. And if you're like, what game are you talking about? If you do stuff on your phone that has ads ever, you've almost certainly seen this before. This game is called Whiteout. Obviously it's nothing like what the ads are, like remotely, because that's just how it works these days, I guess. Okay, let me upgrade that building. It's like a base building. But the thing is, I've done other games that had base building. What is interesting about this one to me is that there are characters that you can summon, but there are only, let me see. Go back. Okay, there are only 4 times 4, 16, 17 characters? Am I doing that math right? Yeah, 17 characters total. And they show you all of them, and it's relatively easy to access almost all of them. Like, this isn't a gacha game. They make their money by selling you, like, here's how do you advance your base. The reason why I think this game is so fun, and some of you are gonna call me a moron because you'll be like, there's lots of games like this, but I don't know, this one's just been really interesting. Is that it's very like PvP, but it's like coordinated war. So it's like you join an alliance, and if you do want to commit an act of war, it is against other people who also have a lot of people. And so there's a lot of different, like, there's not like the game directs you on strategy. They're like, oh, it's time for you to do war. Everyone, get your groups ready, set up your heroes for war. No, war is a spontaneous thing that happens. And so you have to strategize, and like bad things happen sometimes. So anyway, hello, I'm Ronenn. I am in my server. No. Oh, I'm on my wrong account. I'm like, why am I ranked 3000? No, that's my farm account. 1 second. Sorry, you guys, you're like, we don't want to hear about this stupid game. Too bad. That's what I want to talk about. Sorry. I'm having shower arguments. You guys haven't even said anything, and I'm just yelling. Okay, here is... Okay, I dropped slightly. I'm ranked number 11 in the server. I'm in the number 1 alliance. And so I'm very powerful. I think I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at like min-maxing, like developing power, if that makes sense. This has happened in other games before, and I'm decently good at it. Not the best. The best but the best have spent a lot of money. So I'm in this like #1 alliance, right? And what I'm learning about this game is I feel like there's a lot of like grown ass adults playing it. Like this is not like lots of like 20-year-olds. Like a lot of these people are in their 40s and 50s, and a lot of them are like bro dudes. So like these are not like these are like VTuber fans. These are like guys who are like, I'm going fishing. I like guns. Although I think actually a lot of you guys like guns too, so maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, and there's also a lot of women, like a lot more women than I expected. But again, older women. And so what happened while I was in the middle of Headache Storm this week is there had been, so basically the top 10 alliances in the server formed a non-aggression pact. And the reason why is because this game creates new servers every like 5 minutes as people join. So basically when you join, you are assigned to the server that exists to catch all the people joining in that 5 minutes or that hour or whatever the timeline is. So your character's always starting at the same progression rate as everyone. And then what happens is after a certain amount of time has passed, you go into something called server versus server battles. So this is where, they call them states, but it's where everyone in your state is now going to fight collectively against a different one. So all the people that you had been fighting with, now you're kind of on the same side. So you also have to be very careful. You can't just eliminate and piss off everyone and make them quit the game in your own server to be like, oh, we're #1, because then you're gonna lose server versus server badly. So it's this weird thing where it's like you have to balance, you're like, I want to fight and kill, and also being like, okay, we gotta let people grow, because otherwise we're gonna be fucked. Which I think is a very interesting thing. And so what had happened was the top 10 alliances in the server were like, we're gonna form a non-aggression pact. They're called NAP 10. And then one of the groups violated it, and they violated against the #1 alliance, us. That's where I was. And so then what happened is the leaders of the alliances are negotiating, blah, 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 blah. They identify it's basically 2 shitheads. But the 2 shitheads are not leaving their alliance, and their alliance is not kicking them out. So then they're like, well, we're going to war. And it turns out war is like, I was like, oh my God. I got attacked. I had troops out gathering resources. And while I was asleep, I got attacked. I got like tens of thousands of troops killed, which doesn't happen very often. And I found myself, I'm like, I was so pissed. I was like, do you know how much time it took to get 10,000 troops? And so then I was like, I'm for war. So then of course you want to join in. And again, it's like real people versus real people. They were getting very heated in the world chat to the point where I was like, I might leave my lines because they were saying some pretty offensive things. But then I was like, oh, I was like, don't. And someone's like, eh. And I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, so there had to be all this coordination and things would go wrong. And it was like there was no, what do you call it? Yellow paint? Yellow paint? There's no yellow paint, which I think is also like, it's what makes it very fun. The game is not directing you to do anything. The only way that the game incentivizes it is that it tracks your kill count. But otherwise they don't give any, they're like, you've murdered too many people today. You're being put on a murder time, like cooldown. No. No, you could coordinate your entire very powerful alliance to surround the territory of a different one and start fucking murdering them. And yeah, people quit the game over it. So it seems like today after a week, it's finally settling down possibly, which is nice because I've lost a lot of troops in the process. And troops just take a lot of time. Like it takes 8 hours for me to get 400 troops from one of my camps. So it's like losing 10,000 hurts hard. But yeah, I think it's fun because I feel like it's a good way for people to get out like the desire to like fight in a safe context. You know what I mean? That being said, the stuff got so heated, like between the bad people. So also what happened, the bad people from the first violating alliance left it and that alliance dissolved. And then they went and joined a different one. And this one was like, no, we're sticking by them. So it was really there's something very fun about sitting there and scouting someone's territory and seeing how many troops they have and then electing, you're like, okay, who am I going to send and when? When am I going to put a shield up? Because once you put a shield up, you can no longer attack like you can't attack while your shield is up. They can't hurt you, but you can't hurt them. So you're like trying to figure out like when to do it, or where do I send? There's something called rallies where you can send your troops to help someone else who's way stronger, and then there's all sorts of other stuff. So, yeah, I think it's really fun. Of the rest of the mobile games, I've been like, they're fine, but this one's actually like fun. Okay, let me see what I was doing, or what chat was doing while I was talking. I don't know if the app release ads. It's a while, follow the demons and whatever. Oh, I know a bunch of decent if you want a direct soul night other worlds. No, I think one consuming my soul is probably good for now. I just tried it a bunch because it was like, let's see. I got a bunch about the menopause stream. I'm sure we can handle this fair. Sponsor of the stream now. I wish though. I would take sponsorships from Whiteout in the form of like, give me speed ups. Give me speed ups. give me speed ups so I can speed up the construction of my furnace. There are two different reasons why I can say, and one of them is autistic, the other is paranoid. I feel like fake raid, of those two categories, this is 2/3 paranoid, 1/3 autistic, if you're going by that. What game is this? Whiteout. It has to be like crack on Reagan ears if you or EVE Online or something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Top Women, hello! I told them to play Marvel Strike Force for years and it feels like there's somewhere. Probably. That's why I mean, like, this is probably not a unique game, but it's unique for me. Because the last mobile game I got hooked on, they did have Alliance versus Alliance wars, but they were so structured. They happened twice a week, and you would set up all your defense teams ahead of time, and there'd be matchmaking. And then over a 2-hour period, for the first hour, you can do your first 6 attacks, and then you have to wait. And only once the second hour has started, then you have your other 6, you know what I mean? Like, very, very, very structured PvP, whereas this is not, there's no structure. You just do what you want. And in this case, there's a couple people in the Alliance where they're like, I love murdering little players. I love stealing all of their resources, because if you attack a territory and they have excess resources, you do get to take them over, and that saves you a lot of time. And so then the big boss of this Alliance, who's obviously the top player in the server, stepping in and being like, hey, okay, here's the rules. The rule is you are only allowed to attack non-nap players once per day. That's it. We got to give them room to grow. And so there's the other players that are like, come on, I want to murder more. And he's like, no. If we murder too much, we're going to be not doing well for state versus state. So it's really funny to have like a very real like strategy element and like self-control and self-direction, I guess. Can you stream this game? I'll try to. There's not much. So the funny thing though, Kansanon, is day to day, there's not that much to do. It's just the war stuff is really crazy. The village ship No Man's Sky right now. I need a lot of name for it. Any suggestions, guys? Oh, Red Dragon. You should not ask Red Dragon. I can't give you an answer because when people ask me, or not that you asked me directly, but when these situations pop up, the things my brain summons is not appropriate. And it's just, I'm almost 40, and at the same time, sometimes I act in a way where you're like, how are you almost 40 and doing this? Like, I feel like there's probably some people who have at some point not said anything, but they've watched and they're like, I'm a little embarrassed for you. And honestly, justified. So I will not give you any name suggestions because everything my brain is summoning is just terrible. Soul Knight is a top-down shooter with a lot of depth and stuff. So Otherworld is from the same dev, but a beat 'em up. I don't know if I like shooters or beat 'em ups. I like this one because I don't have to do combat like individually, if that makes sense. Ectovoltaic, hello, and Recluse the Veil, hello. Big Boss Metal Gear reference? No, I just Big Boss because he's the big boss. He's the big boss, and he's probably already. So I think this server has existed for less than 30 days at this point. I don't know when I joined actually. And the big boss, I would suspect, has probably spent anywhere between 5 and 10,000 on the game. So yeah, if you spend that much on a game, you're the big boss. Yeah, keep it. Some of those in the Call of Duty that got promoted from ground troops to command roles, so they got all their cool. Can't overfarm the noobs, yes. Thing is though, the funny thing, Roboco, is they're not noobs. Everyone started at the same time on the server, and there's no transfers as of yet. Transfers, I think, can happen after 90 days. But it's like if you joined in the 3 hours that the server was the starting one, What is the state? It's 3,328. After 3 hours, state number 3,329 was created. And so all the new players got shuffled to that. So everyone started within 3 hours of each other. So it's not even like noob players. It's just maybe more casual players, I guess. And I guess I'm not casual. Age legal maturity, true. Something like poop bucket. Honestly, Emmy, after watching Rennie's stream, the first thing that came into my mind was egalitarian cloaca. And then it just went downhill from there. When there are other travelers running around giant dicks, I said, okay, so egalitarian cloaca is the name of your ship then. Also, hi, Karu. Jesus Christ, that's me. The what? Here, I'll type it out for you. Oh, sorry, egalitarian orifice. Cloaca is the answer to that. Egalitarian orifice is the phrase. Sorry, I fucked it up. Sorry, egalitarian orifice is a cloaca. That's the whole thing I was on about. And now I'm fixated on apparently. Hi, DK, welcome on in. Sorry. I'm still finishing off my very solidified and congealed mac and cheese right now. That's my mom's cool? Okay, good. Okay. Definitely fucked something up. Yeah, it's egalitarian orifice. I got some pro work. What pro work? What do you mean? Also, Wi-Fi is for hydrate. Is that what you all were talking about? Mm-hmm. Well, I was talking about it. I think other people were actively trying not to listen. Oh, pre-work. I was like, I don't know if I'm pro-work. I think in many ways I'm like, boo, labor, capitalism, blah, 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 blah. Obviously I'm biased because I don't like working. I was daydreaming. Okay, hi, honey. I was daydreaming recently where I'm like, oh, I've seen so many articles about universal basic income. If that were a thing, the stress levels of my life would plummet so drastically. But no, I'm finding a job. But there was an indicator of the ship you just christened as the egalitarian orifice. Yes! Sorry, yes. I did christen as that. That makes me so happy. I don't know, we're a little unemployed biscuit. That's me. Oh, let's take pre-workout. You bet one day. It was a thing in Hamilton. Yeah. Someone please, someone who's in the Canadian government, can you please do something completely unethical and enroll me in the next experiment that they do with this? They're like, oh, we're gonna test it for 5 years. I'll be like, that's me. Oh my God, I'm so lucky. No, I'm definitely of a demographic you don't have. You should choose me. Yeah, anyone who's listening, do it. And if you're like, Ronenn, you can't endorse unethical things. I mean, I just did, so. Also, I keep having shower arguments and I don't know why. I mean, no, I do have them regularly. I don't know why I keep having them on stream though. Old man Magoon, hello, good evening. Oh, good evening? Okay, you must be in Europe. Good evening to you. Our taxes will go up even more with UBI? I suppose. Pastori, that's me. Hi, Murder Sensei. Hello. Ethics are optional this stream, yeah. Ethics are a DLC in my stream. What's a shower argument? So, topical man, have you ever been in like the shower and you're in as you're washing and you start having like a hypothetical argument in your head where you're like, I don't know, it could be something that you're actually stressed about or it could just be funny, but it's kind of thing where it's like, okay, all right, after this I'm gonna drive and then, you know, I have to go and present the thing, and then if Jim Bob says, you know, oh, we don't have the budget for it, okay, then I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say. You're not saying it out loud necessarily. It could just be in your head. But you're like, okay. And then you're like, well, Jim Bob, maybe if you had done blah, 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 then things wouldn't be already in this state. And so if you choose to not go with this thing, then you are losing on a potential blah, blah, blah. And then when Jim Bob says something extra stupid, I'd be like, look over to Mr. McFatterson and be like, what do you think about, you know, like, and it's like, you just have this whole hypothetical where you play both parts of the argument out in your head. And that's what I keep doing where I'm like, and if anyone says blah, 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 I'm gonna tell them to fuck off. That's like a shower argument, but I'm having it on stream where no one has said any such thing to me. No one has been like, Ronenn, what the fuck are you doing? I'm just making shit up. It's just, I think it's an anxious brain thing sometimes. Do you feel the need to justify yourself for some reason? Yes, Haglover, there's a type of insecurity that plagues my life where yes, I do constantly feel the need to justify myself. And any time that I don't is a measure of personal growth. Queen said, not if we make companies and billionaires pay for their fair share. What Queen said, but also I'm not gonna, I shall not debate that because I don't know enough. I'm thinking of the next version no matter what. Maybe you didn't cheat your damn wife, Bob. No, Jim Bob. Jim Bob is a full name. Pretty crazy I've had that happen. Yeah. Yeah, so shower arguments is basically like, you know, and if someone tells me that I can't stream this game, then I'm gonna be like, well, fuck you, I did my time. And everyone in chat is like, none of us said that. Not a single one of us said that. Ronenn, you need to let it go. We're fine. We're fine with whatever you do. So to see that with like arguments with shower arguments, it didn't help. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do them because I'm anxious, but I think you can also do them just because it's something on your mind, right? And sometimes you have shower arguments where the other person is just abjectly stupid. You're like, it just feels like a power fantasy where you're like, and then they would say this stupid thing and I'd be like, oh my God, I just happened to read the Wikipedia article that trumps what you were thinking. Like, I'm the best, you know what I mean? Objection! Shower toggle for those situations, you wish. My hypothesis is that shower driver with the hindbrain's constant turning may Kanzanon, that makes sense. Kanzanon, have you always been this eloquent and deep and I just missed it? Oh my God, Kanzanon, sorry. Kanzanon's like, I didn't mean to draw attention to myself. Well, too bad. Now I got my eye on you. Age of justification over. I'm gonna be completely irrational and make it everyone else's problem. I say that like twice a week, Maida, and then I completely go back to my old ways. Shibu's real. I'm real. Yeah, Figura's real. Also, good morning, Arigato. This feels very early. It is, but I will reiterate, since I have started streaming, I regularly do early Saturday streams. Like, regularly. They're on the schedule with regularity. I swear this is not new. And I don't know why when people are like, oh, an early stream? What spell hath thou cast to make this rarity happen? I'm like, wait, it's not that rare. Like, it's as rare as a full moon, basically. So, why would this upset me? I don't know. But yeah, it's not that rare. I sent the screenshot to Discord. Oh, hell yeah. Let me go get distracted. LCS egalitarian orifice. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I'll go look up a diagram, an anatomical diagram. Wow. My brain was trying to cut corners with that word. An anatomical diagram of a cloaca. It might actually have some accuracy. Like, I think duck coochie has 3, like it has 1 regular hole and then 2 fake holes to trick the dick, if that makes sense. So that might actually, it's like a 3-part shift, so it might actually be like a duck cloaca. Oh my God, I gotta go look it up. That's so fascinating. The race attorney has delusions of grandeur. Yeah. I mean, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be confident. So you should tired of getting off work. Oh, well, Kanzanon, you have impressed the shit out of me. Now I'm worried though that it's like, Kanzanon, you're watching my stream and I'm just this like duck coochie blah blah fecal matter, that kind of thing. And you're like, oh, I guess this is what I have to settle for in my intellectual ways. Can I get your stream? Garbage you banned. When we're like, no! Yeah, about once a month, yeah, Arigato, at least. There was a period of time where it was pretty much almost weekly. Lurk mode and play Dragon Quest every 30 times. Sounds good, Fake Raid. I hope that you recover at the rate that you expect from the heat exhaustion. And so I should those as your reviews once every full moon. High tide is 1 p.m. on Saturday. We're in the schedule. Thank you, Rex! Thank you. One hole, wax. Yeah, those two are the one for business. The way the conversation shifts. Yeah, why the dizzy rolls? So Cobalt Giraffe, I guess it's kind of like duck reproduction is like an evolutionary arms race where it would start off as 1-to-1, except male ducks are not great. Like, they're not like, this is a loving relationship. It's like, it's violent procreation to the level I can't even describe it on stream because I might get TOS for it. And so evolution's like, oh, well, like the female ducks who can choose their mate rather than being chosen are more likely to have offspring than blah, blah, blah. So then evolution was like, we're going to put in a fake one. And the real one, like there'll be a fake one. So if it's being forceful, the fake one will, and then they won't reproduce and something like that. I'm deeply oversimplifying to the degree that I'm wildly incorrect. And then evolution was like, oh, you're gonna have a real one and a fake one? Guess what? Double dick duty. And so ducks have 2 dicks, or a 2-pronged dick anyway. And so then evolution's like, well, we gotta throw another fake, and that's kind of where we're at right now, to the best of my understanding. Now my Corvette fleet is LCS Wyoming, LCS Catalan, now I just need LCS Lobster Fest. For some reason I like Lobster Fest the most of those. Horrific pneumatic corkscrews, yeah. Freelancer, hi! I want to believe this early stream is just you doing business as usual and there's nothing stream but reading your stream title. I'm past. No, that's not what I meant at all, but that's clever. No, the reason I'm a piece of pasta, and not because I'm an imposter, which again, that's very funny. No, it's because the headache meds that I've been using makes me feel like a goopy, overcooked noodle. So, but I didn't want to call myself a noodle because we have our lovely noodles bowl, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to, like, you know, that's like noodles is noodle. So I'm like, okay, I'll call myself pasta. Hitting both at the same time would go crazy. Of course you would think that. You don't have to be correct when you say stuff on the internet. You just have to say it aggressively and loud. Yeah, well, the important thing is I'm wrong, mostly. I'm correct with like 10% of what I said, and then the rest you should go read yourself. Piece of pasta, not in pasta. That's an awful hot coffee pot, unattested. I feel like you said something very clever, and I did not have the CPU to process it. Welcome to the stream. Fake raid. Wow, you got Automata for that? I will leave that with Automod. I'll read it. I'll leave it with Automod just because it's a kind of a serious comment. I mean, we should be political and legal. It happens to be on the extreme and combative. Yeah, extreme and combative. Yeah. Basically, just what Figure 8 said is duck reproduction happens to be on the extreme and combative among most species. Yeah, and the rest of stuff I won't read on stream. Insert the spaghetti straight joke here. What's that one? I feel like I've heard it before. Oh fuck, we have ads. Words on stream. Shit. We'll do 2 rounds so I can finish my noodles. But not our noodle. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay. Shit. Okay, I'll see you guys after the ad break. Bye. Hi, welcome back from the ad break. I also just forgot that I opened my phone to go and do my chores in this game, and then I forgot to actually do them, so I'm doing them right now, which is I have to go send out my troops to gather stuff. And then in my Alliance chat, I made what I thought was a really funny comment, and this happens a lot where I say something that I think is so funny, and it's like, it is crickets. There is nothing so humbling as actually playing this game where I'm like, haha, and someone's like, no. No, none of us find it funny. That's why I do think I'm not necessarily like demographically the greatest fit for this game, because I'm this oversensitive, uptight kind of gay Canadian, you know what I mean? And my jokes are probably in line with that, and they're just not that funny. So don't check yourself. Yeah, I keep wrecking myself instead. Hi AOH, welcome on in. Be a smoothie. What are you making a smoothie? Actually, tell us later. Wait, I want to find out what the smoothie is later. Oh no, so one person laughed. One person gave me a laugh. Thank you. I think it was a pity laugh, but I will fucking take it at this point. Okay. Where am I for resources? I need more wood. Okay. We're gonna go find another wood. Yava. Do that. Kind of gay, like only in Taco Tuesday. More just that I like if I have to stick a label on myself, I just say queer because I'm like, oh, I'm trying to explain things. Where I'm like, well, in this and that and this and no, I just say that. The good news is even if you're a piece of pasta, you'll still easily beat any challenge that comes your way because we all know the penny is mightier than the sword. That is so dumb and smart at the same time. I love it. They have to be laughing. No, what Emmy said, don't quit my day job. Yeah, I won't. No, that makes sense. No, it probably wasn't that funny. It's just, I thought it was great. I thought it made me laugh. That's what matters most in the end anyway. As long as I laugh. Now, do I laugh at everything? Is the bar in hell for me? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, and then I gotta go over here and do more chores. 1 second. You guys are like, stop doing mobile game chores while you're streaming. Look, the game is fun, and I will have it on screen at some point. And then you guys will be like, then it'll be more relevant. Until then. So I tell myself every time I make a joke, me too. Me too. I do those dailies. These aren't really dailies. These are more like, remember how I told you guys I'm one of the strongest players in our server, and it's because I'm very good at I'm not really good at time management for real, because otherwise I'd be good at time management, but I'm good at allocating my resources, if that makes sense. And that's also because I keep timers on stuff. No, the game keeps timers on stuff. Okay, so I've got that upgrading. Can I even do any research? I don't know if I can. The reason is so funny. I was asking about in-game transfers because a part of me was like, I'm like, wait, what if some Haustorians want to come play this game? Can they join my server? Oh, Jesus. That's so loud. I gotta find a different guinea pig sound that jump scares me almost every time. But so I was like, oh, what if Haustorians want to come play, but you can't join my server because my server was only accessible for 3 hours before moved on to like 50 other servers type of thing. And so that's why I was like, can people transfer? And so it's like, if you did want to come and play with the Ronenn Haustoria and Whiteout, it's like you'd have to wait 90 days in your server at minimum. And so it's like, that'd be like a 3-month wait. And it's like, you might be watching different VTubers after 3 months. So just make a Haustoria server. That's not how it works. That's unless there's no making your own server in this game. The servers are automatically generated and the servers are states. So they're territories basically. Hey, Ronenn! Yeah. Although, what's that dummy? No one knows I'm a VTuber. That's basically it in my alliance. Cause I wasn't sure if I'm like, should I like, what if I share my stream information and then I get on bad terms with my alliance, but then they know where to find me. And then they're like, we're gonna fucking destroy your city. And I'm like, yeah, you guys can do that. You're that strong. So you're being quiet today? Secret was not being quiet today, which you just missed him barking. That's all. Once the game could be dead. I don't think so, Topical Amen, because the game has been around for like, I don't know, at least 3 years, but more than that. And they have whales. Like, they have really, really big spenders in this game, and they almost certainly make more than enough money to keep the game going for a long time. And why wouldn't they? They're still getting enough new players to make a bazillion new servers. Like they're on 3,000, they're almost on 4,000 servers, I think. Oh, no, sorry, they're almost at 3,500 servers. I can't count. No, they're fine. I looked at some of the older servers, and those people, and also I looked at some of the newer servers, because basically what happens is some people have multiple characters on multiple servers, and so they can like be like, oh, over in this server, blah 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 blah. And so apparently, and I looked at one of them. One of the much newer servers has someone who is just insanely powerful. And someone's like, yeah, he's spending $10,000-$20,000 in this game. And if you're like, who could be spending that much money? Saudi Arabians. There is a lot of people from Saudi Arabia who spend a good amount of money on this game. Also Korean people too, which I think makes sense, because Koreans are gamers. It's funny, the Koreans in our server are very nice. They're very, very nice. But apparently in other servers, the Korean alliances can be like really aggressive. I'm kind of glad they're not, because then I'm like, I don't want to have more war. No more war. At least until I rebuild my troop stash. Saudi Arabians are in Australia right now. Yeah, they make sense. You just, you know, some of them like Lamborghinis, and some like Lamborghinis and spending shitloads of money to absolutely murder the shit out of people globally in a game. One second, I want to take my pill. Saudi Arabia, we still get King of Fighters games after 12 drove SNK bankrupt. I don't know what any of that means. For a second, I'm like, King of Fighters, isn't that an anime? And then I realized I should not think about anything because I'm bad. Okay, sorry, I'm almost done my chores. They're not chores. Otherwise, I would not be doing the period because I'm bad like that. Okay, can I do research is the question. Will you allow me to do the research? I do have enough resources. Okay. And now, gotta go out to the world. The base having patrons of the company because they didn't want to see it die. No, what I mean is I don't know any of this. Like, what company is, I'm guessing this is, okay. Is 12 the company, or, well, I mean, SNK is a company. I don't know. Sorry, I just don't know enough to understand what you're saying. You want to just pretty long running franchise like Titan. Oh, okay. Did it have an anime that went with it at any point? I could have sworn there was an anime with that name, but I mean, it is a name. Okay. Where are my resources at for this account? Why is it always wood? Okay. I guess I'm just sending out 3 runs for wood. 1, 2, 3. Okay, have fun. Good job, my little minions. SNK's company. Here's franchise 12 is the entry. Oh, okay. So the 12th game that they released was terrible, so it bankrupted the company. But then Saudi Arabians loved it so much, they're like, we will pay you to make more games. Am I understanding correctly? Is that what is being implied here? Not terrible, it was too amazing? Why would it have bankrupted them then? Because people buy amazing games? Isn't this a law of the world? This is how the world works, isn't it? I know it's not how the world works. It's how it should work. They spent so much on the Spider and I should ever make. Oh, they bankrupted themselves. Okay, I think I get it. Okay. And then Saudi Arabia's like, no, we'll give you more money. Make the game. And they're like, okay. And is that how it happened? I'm sure that's exactly how the dialogue went. Also, do you guys know Aishi the VTuber? I just took a peek at my Twitter and she just said this, it's like, yeah. You guys know the image I posted on my schedule, right? And on the top right of the image, there's the Sharpie marker. And if you're like, what's a Sharpie? Well, a Sharpie is a permanent marker. The cap is the color of the ink, in which case the ink is black, so the cap is black. And then the body is gray. And Aishi said, not gonna lie, at first I thought the marker on the top right was your arm because it's really pale and matched your model. I'm not fucking gray. That's actually like a dark gray too. No, that's not, no. Yai criminal crimes done crime. Okay. Don't tell her this, but the next time we play Repo together, I'm gonna push her into a vat of acid for that. Don't tell her though, otherwise it won't work. It won't work. Saturday means Latin America's keeping that company alive. That's cool. I mean, that's how it should be. If you got the money, keep it alive, and that's what's happening with this mobile game. I'll tell her nothing good. That's a myth. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Oh, Breezy. Oh no, Breezy, you can't tell her. I feel like I'm gonna guess. I feel like Breezy's loyalty is higher to Aishi Ai than it is to me, which is very fair. But don't tell her. I'll be there to laugh at her. Okay, good. The good thing is though, even if Breezy's more loyal to Aishi Ai, sometimes when you're loyal to your Oshi, you mean that's like you sitting there and like the most holy and altruistic praying, being like, I will be loyal to their suffering because it makes me laugh. So, smoothie good. What'd you put in the smoothie? What's the smoothie? What's the smooth? What's smooth? Oh, so sorry. Oh, that's I already. Oh, it's probably my fault. I think I waited too long. Sorry, my head was like. I sometimes love her, but yeah, we love to see. It's true. To an extent that even sometimes in the collabs, I'm like, whoa. Like, I really thought you guys would be like, hey, you wronged our streamer, and you guys are like, nah, do it again. To the point where I was like a little surprised. Also, official hello, Mura Sensei. Hello to you. You're like a light hay straw, yellow, pale, hints of green, like a key lime pie feeling. Yeah. Also, I love key lime pie, so I like that metaphor. If you'd used a different one, I might have been not as happy, but I love key lime pie. A good key lime pie. Okay. When my family was visiting, we went out for dinner, and at this one place, I'm like, oh, I love their key lime pie. And everyone's like, no. Every single person at the table was like, no, I really don't like key lime pie, especially my older brother. And so I was like, well, I'll get it. And my dad was like, I'll share it with you. So we get the key lime pie, and then my brother takes a bite, and he gives me this look of like hee, but guilt, like guilty hee. And I'm like, what? He's like, I really like that. So he ate more of my pie. But I guess what he was saying, which I do agree with, he's like, oh, I've only had the key lime pie that like sells at the grocery store. That's kind of like, it's like lime meringue pie. It's not a proper key lime pie. So it's got like that kind of gooey, like lime curd rather than like a key lime pie filling. And then it's got the meringue on top instead of like whatever. Like key lime pie doesn't need anything on top. Anyway, so I was sitting there being like, I told you so. I told you it was good. And then I didn't get to have as much of my dessert. That's the story. That's my great story. Don't you guys come to stream to listen to these absolutely titillating stories? Smoothie was yogurt, blueberries, banana, peaches, soylent, flaxseed, touch of coffee. I was with you on everything until the coffee part. But if you like it, I'm happy for you. Everything except the coffee with that blend. I love blueberries, banana, peaches together. Great. I think flaxseed is a fantastic addition because fiber, eat your fiber, get your fiber, get your fiber. Everyone needs to get more fiber, except for maybe like 2 of you, you know what I mean? I wasn't ready, by the way. I just don't have an idea because I didn't think it would be good to the time in the first place. Thank you, fake grade. Not so fake grade, not that I would have gone in trouble if you'd gone off on a tangent, but I do want to say I appreciate the conscious consideration of stuff like that. Because sometimes if there is like a really big tangent chat that I don't understand, it's like blank text, if that makes sense, where I'm like, I got nothing. I can't follow the conversation. I don't know. And then I feel like a dum-dum. And so I really do appreciate that. I tried that key lime pie yogurt showed off. It was so good. Yes. So if you are an unlucky non-Canadian, which is a very, that's one hell of an assertion to make. But in Canada, we have this yogurt brand called Liberté, and they make a line of yogurts called Mediterranee. And their Mediterranee yogurts are desserts. They still have all the good like probiotics and stuff. And it's not that they're like super sugary sweet. They're just rich as hell. They have like 10% milk fat and they're delicious. So one of the favorite flavors I have is key lime pie flavored. They also have a raspberry cheesecake flavor that I love. I bought a seasonal variation, which was their raspberry mojito. And I mentioned it was a little weird. I think the thing that they did right is that the mint flavor is so, because mojitos have mint in them, is almost non-existent, and it kind of hits at the very end as like an aftertaste. But I can, even with that, I can still see people being like, "Ugh," you know what I mean? Like mint's very controversial, but it's still delicious. The raspberry flavor is perfection. It was really good with the blueberries they had. They have a seasonal pumpkin pie flavor, that pumpkin pie cheesecake, I think, actually. And that flavor is so rich. It's almost a bit too much. Like it's almost too good to like have on its own. So what I do with that one is I put it on top of oatmeal that I spice up. And so that's like a really good mixture of the two. Yeah, they're blackberry. Oh my God, it's so good. They have a Black Forest cake flavored yogurt as well that I've yet to try. That's probably really good. So anyway, that's what me and Brazy are talking about. It is fantastic yogurt. It's so good. Arito said I pretty much only like apple pie, but I like key lime every now and then. I like apple pie. I like lots of pies. I'm more of like, I like more pie over cake. You know what I mean? If you're not ready to Discord this myth, if you're feeling in the Discord, tell me something in your mind. Hell yeah, that's what the Discord's for. And you said, hee hee, she said titty. I did. Like if I were going to talk about key lime pie, I'm not sure if it says key lime pie, but like key lime pie flavor, but never the pie. The pie is really good. The thing is, it has to be made with actual key limes. Like that's a type of lime. They taste different. I'll start eating bark then. Oh no. Bark is all right. Liberty coconut is good. I'm not a huge fan of coconut. I don't like pina coladas. I don't like Malibu rum. So I haven't tried that one because I'm just like, you know, I don't want to waste yogurt, good yogurt. The mint Fantome flavor. No, that tastes like yaoi. Gwynny, hello. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. Just saying hi on my work break. Hi to you too. I hope work's going okay. I will hydrate. And today's hydration is shock surprise. It's Red Bull, sugary Red Bull. Thank you very much for that. Coffee and chocolate is so good. True. When I mean, a teaspoon enhances the chocolate. Wait, where was the chocolate in that smoothie that you listed? I didn't see chocolate listed. That's different. Okay, now I am much less pro your smoothie. Mainly because I don't like mixing chocolate with fruits in smoothies in most things. There's a couple exceptions where it's like I like Terry's chocolate oranges, or like chocolates that have a hint of fruit in them are good. But something where it's like blueberries, bananas, and peaches and chocolate, that's slightly too much for me. But I do agree with you, coffee enhancing the chocolate is very true. I think, but that's just me. That's just me. If you like your smoothie, it's a good smoothie. I was so with you until that. I was like, that's a great smoothie. I'll steal it. Now I won't steal it. Your smoothie is safe. I think that might be dehydrating. No, it would not be. Because, what is it? Red Bull doesn't have that much caffeine in it. And so caffeine does have a mild diuretic effect, but by dissolving it in a large volume of fluids, it's still hydrating. The song did not prepare us for this possibility. What possibility? Oh, pina coladas and getting caught in the rain if you're not into yoga and you've got half a brain. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Cool, I didn't know that. Yeah, coffee is hydrating. But water is obviously the most hydrating. But at the same time, sometimes you need some electrolytes. So in some cases, having like a Red Bull and a water will be more hydrating than water alone. Ooh, that's why Liquid IV exists. There's so much chocolate cider in the house. I'm just trying to use it up. I wonder, Gwen, I don't know what kind of like food textures and stuff you can tolerate. I bet with chocolate soylent, I bet you could make a baked oatmeal with chocolate soylent. I bet. And so this is baked oats is basically like a good alternative for people who don't like regular oatmeal. I don't know if you do just like regular oatmeal, you can just use that, but they basically come out like little like mini cakes. But they're oatmeal, but they're cakes. You know what I mean? And so those are really good. Invading personal space. I mean, are the Mari Bros really invading personal space if I have a plant parasite already living? Like, I feel like it's one of the things where it's like, maybe they are, but there's something invading my personal space much worse than them. So it's kind of hard to be like, no, don't do that. When I'm like, I haven't got rid of the parasite yet. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so what so my brain just rebooted on that moment. Am I gonna do a game? Hi, Gamerbot, welcome on in. Do I have time? Let me text Mama Haustoria. I have to go do something with her. Part of the reason I have an early... Where's my phone? Okay, there it is. Part of the reason I have an early stream today is because I need to go spend time doing something with my mom. And so I wanted to give myself time to like shower and stuff. Hello. Do you know what time we should be heading out? I need time to shower and stuff and get over to you. Okay. Okay, ask her the question. Something the devil, you know, I'm sure strangers still invade your personal space. Oh yeah, totally. No, in person, yes. We're talking specifically though about the Mari bro sitting on my shoulder. Right, that's not. That consent was given. Personal space invaders, little known of your hobbies. You guys just reminded me of something. It was just one of those little mild things, but it stuck with me. It's one of those things, it didn't like bother me. I'm not traumatized by any means, but it's one of those things where I just like, it rubbed me the wrong way just enough to make a lasting memory of it. Does that make sense in the scale of things that happen? Anyway, so you guys remember I was talking about like family visiting and it was a lot and you know, it was a lot. And one thing about it that it's so not up my alley. I've mentioned before that like on my mom's side of the family, we're not touchy-feely. For better or for worse. Sometimes for worse. I'm like, I want a hug. And we're like, we're not a hugging family. We're not a touchy family. But there are pluses. There are benefits to this. And one of the benefits is the concept of invading personal space is not a worry. But then I have other family visiting. And the first thing one of them does is they grab my hands and they pull them out to look at them. Like kind of like, not like a quite yank forward. And their hands are suddenly on my arms and wrists. And to me, it's just like the shock of having someone I live alone with my dog, but my dog's not a touchy-feely dog either. My family's not touchy-feely. And just having someone's hands like on my wrists, and the reason they were doing it is they wanted to look at my nails. I used to do nail art and stuff like that. I have not done it for a long time, but they haven't seen me in like 10 years. So altogether, they were like, what's wrong with your nails? I'm like, nothing. I just don't do nail art anymore. But yeah, it was just, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't have to think about like people invading my personal space because people normally don't. But it was weird to have it just enough to like leave me with like, ugh. But at the same time, it's like one of those situations where you can't be like, hey, don't touch me, because then you start causing like weird tensions in this family gathering. And if it were gonna be like they'd moved back here, I might have broached the topic, but I'm like, you're here for like a couple weeks. I'm choosing between the battle of explaining this boundary and the weird tensions that come after and the energy of having to, like, I chose not to. But yeah, no, it's true. I know. Also, just for me, my arms and my wrists are kind of like just a place where I'm like, do not touch me. Don't do it. For half a dozen reasons. Like, don't do it. Streamer vomits, not quite that bad. It's just giving me like gets my back up. Sometimes it's okay to compromise. Yeah, and I mean, I do that a lot where I'm like, okay. It's like the time, although I'm sure from the outside in, some of the compromises are like absolutely like mind-bogglingly terrible and stupid and I should get therapy, which I have gotten therapy before. But like one of my stories I've told before on stream was the time that I was at a Starbucks and I was having a really rough time at work and I was having a hard time with anxiety. So I was going to Starbucks to grab something for lunch, but because of anxiety, my tummy was being like, no. So I got one of like a really nice appealing drink that I knew it could get down, but I'm like, I need real food too. So on their entire menu, all this stuff was like too strong flavored except for a grilled cheese. And the Starbucks was so crowded. The baristas you could tell that they were stressed out of their gourd. And so I placed my order, I wait in a long line, place my order quickly for me. I had everything ready and I go stand in the thing. And as I'm standing in the waiting area, I get my drink and I'm waiting for my sandwich. And this this young guy, sweaty, there's flecks of like various foamy materials and stuff like that on him. And he's like, hey, look, I'm really sorry. We don't have grilled cheeses right now. Can I get you something else? And I was like, and I just basically, the anxiety locked me up. I was like, no. Cause like, there was nothing I could have stomached. He's like, okay. Like you could see him being like, okay, that's fine. Okay, come to the front and I'll get you a refund. And I look and I realize that to get my refund, I'm gonna have to cut in front of someone who has been waiting in that line for ages, which is fine, technically. I'm sure for someone else, they would have been like, yeah, that's fair. We're just doing a refund. He's taking me over. I'm not cutting in line because they've asked me to do this, but it won't change the fact that whoever just was ready to order and then I pull in front of them to be like, I need to get a refund. And so I just looked at him like a deer in headlights and I was like, no. And you could see the confusion. He's like, sorry, what? Do you want a sandwich? I was like, no, I'm good. And I took my drink. He's like, I can get you a refund. And I was like, no, I'm good. And I left. And for me at that moment, the amount of stress that I would have accumulated by walking back into this crowded area to cut in front of one of the many grumpy, stressed out people in line, to take up more time from this stressed out barista to get a refund of like $5 or whatever, was not worth it. At that moment, the ability to walk out of there without having to interact with any of these people anymore was worth $5 to me. But when I tell the story to other people, they're like, you're insane. Why would you not just get a refund? That's why I was so confused, because I'm like, no, yeah, it's my donation to Starbucks, you know what I mean? But at that moment, I was like, this is not worth it. This refund is not worth it. So that's how my brain works. I'm less anxious now, mostly. I'm stupid. I'm a touchy initiator. Anyone touches me shrivels and dies. Fair. That's so empath core. Alex, I feel like it's very much not empathetic. It has a lot more to do with confrontation and my ability to handle pissing people off rather than being empathetic. It wasn't even like, oh, they're working so hard, I don't want to inflict. No. It's they're working so hard, I can't handle seeing their face as I increase their stress level, and they look at me and they blame me. It's not empathy. It's self-absorption. It's a little insane, but also very interesting. You fairly spend $5 not to deal with the people. Yeah, exactly. But in that case, it made me look crazy. And even if you could articulate to the poor guy or anyone else after, I told the story before and they're like, something's wrong with you. I'm like, yeah, duh. I've told you that before. Kinda get it. I don't think of it like that, but I can see you got there. Yeah. Starbucks struggling to coffee chain me, the donation so much. Bless you. Yeah. I don't know, this recently like 10 years ago. This is probably like 10 years ago. Because that grilled cheese is like $10 now. Don't worry, you seem crazy to everyone in that situation. Thanks, Emmy. I appreciate it. It is astounding how much our life is when literally the entire world is basically at code red stress levels baseline. That Starbucks was not normally that busy, and to this day is not. I don't know what was going on that day. Maybe they had like a conference nearby or something like that. For one reason or another, they were just piled. Also, hi Alex. Sorry, hi Alex. Hi Alex Azarashi. Official Ethereum streamer. I saw you sent me the guide on how to like download Ethereum on my phone, and it's funny because the app that you showed me that did it, I used to have that once, and it was so that I could play New Carnival on my phone, and I got it to work, but I never ended up playing New Carnival on my phone because I was like, this is too much. I don't want to deal with it. I will try doing it again. It's a bit of a headache, but it's for the cost of seeing Alex Azarashi on Ethereum streaming live, worth it. Maybe $5 10 years is okay. $5 recently refunded moral damage. Yeah, I feel like $5 is worth less now than it was back then, but at the same time, I hear what you're saying about the economy. Also, I'm so sorry. 2 minutes ago, cruelty-free Viking followed me. I love that username. It's nice to get a username where I'm like, that's a phrase that I can picture in my head without having a gag reflex. So thank you for following me. I really appreciate it more than you might imagine. There you are. Thank you. Hi. Thanks. Sorry, cruelty-free Viking, you've probably just arrived and you're like, I don't understand what you mean by gag reflex. Some of my more recent people who have followed me have been names like Giant Fecal Crust or Fried Vomit, both of which, if I actually have any level of visualizing, will make me throw up actively. Also, Eru, Wait. There's a couple things here. First of all, Eru, thank you so much for continuing your gift sub into a regular sub. Thank you. Hi. Oh my God. Sorry. That's our New Zealand Miami dolphin. No, Maui dolphin. Every time I fuck this up, I'm like, she's a Maui dolphin. I'm like, Miami dolphin. Here's the thing though. For the longest time, I thought Maui and Miami were basically the same place, not realizing that they're almost on opposite sides of the planet. So that's on me. That's Eru, beloved Maui dolphin in New Zealand. And also, 004, thank you for the gift sub to Cruelty-Free Viking. Cruelty-Free Viking just got here, has no idea, even if they're gonna like continue, like they're like, I literally just got here. I followed, I was not expecting to get called out this way. This is why people lurk, etc., etc., etc. And now you have a gift sub. So now you just have that dilemma where you're like, oh, what if I don't, okay, well, I'll just vanish, I guess. Also, big mistake. Hello, welcome on in. Also, but the reason I paused is I have this weird feeling. I have this really bad feeling. I think 004, I think you gifted out a community sub and I did not thank you for it because immediately after someone named Quellbrun subscribed with Prime and I was like, Quell, blah, 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 blah. And then I got distracted. I don't know if I thanked you for that one. And anyone watching, you're like, oh, it happens. Yeah, it does happen. But at the same time, it's like, you have no idea. When you sit there, sorry, hi, welcome to my stream, I go on tangents. When you sit there as a streamer and you think about the concept of someone taking time out of their day to watch your stream, it's almost a little bit too much of a concept. You kind of ignore a lot of realities in order to not get overwhelmed by the reality of like people choosing to watch your stream. You're like, you're choosing to watch my stream. Yeah, what Igor said. You're choosing to watch my stream when you could, I don't know, go on a walk or you could play a video game. You're sitting there listening, even if you're like, no, I do other things, but still. So there's that. Then when you think about the fact that someone has been like, you know what, let me go, where's my PayPal login information? Where's my credit card information? You know what? This person entertains me. Yeah, I'm gonna throw them a couple bucks and they gift a sub. And if you think about that, okay, imagine if I were busking on the street, I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing. I can't sing that great, don't play an instrument. But if I were, getting a couple bucks takes a while. It takes a lot of public exposure. It takes a lot of having people walk by, treat you like you're dirt, and then something, you know what I mean? So this is why something like missing a gift sub can be haunting as a streamer. Now, I'm sure many are like, yeah, it's fine. And I'll have my moments where I'm like, no, I'm above it. No, this is just life. But it's like, if you really sit and think about it, it's horrifying in a positive way in terms of like people doing this for you. And that's why it's equally horrifying when you're like, did I not thank them? Like, imagine you've walked by this person playing a violin at the subway and everyone's walking by, their guitar case is mostly empty. And you toss them a $5 bill, not even change, a $5 bill, and they don't acknowledge it. Like, it's not that I'm saying they're criminal or something like that, but it's one of those things where you might be like, oh, okay. Maybe if you're like, okay, well, maybe they're really focused on their violin or something like that. But like, you're sort of like, if you're busking on the street, you should maybe say thank you. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's a very long tangent to explain why I got struck with horror, where I was like, wait a second. I saw the notification. Did I say thank you? Anyway, that's my matter stream. She still believes you're real. D10, you have to be real, because if you're not, what's going to happen to my existence? Yeah, so that's it. Double Words, I did notice 25-pound pop volume edition, all good. It is all good, but it's one of those things, I'm a bad person in many ways. I do not want to make it a habit of being like, oh yeah, whatever. People can just send me money and I won't say anything. Just thinking about it makes me want to perish. Gwen earlier said, I will say, I've never felt more sorry for food chain than the poor sub workers at next building the first. Next building, the first lunch, they were out of everything. I've been there, not like that specific exact situation, but I used to work at Subway as a teenager. And this one time we had basically there was a tournament happening and the buses, we weren't even near where the tournament was happening, but the buses pulled into our parking lot, multiple buses with multiple teams, and they all piled in at once to come and get food. And they didn't phone us ahead of time. And we ran out of everything. And this poor, the last couple kids were like, ooh, do you want a sandwich with salad and nothing else? That's, you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, it was in fact stressful. You sleep whatever. Yeah, congrats on the 24-hour stream. Dolphin covered in sticky notes, that's the one. I like you interpret either as a Viking that's not cruel or a Viking gathered approves of the cruelty, and I feel confident your answer would be yes, it's true. And then Cruel TV Viking said, I can't! Which I'm reading on the wrong browser, so it doesn't turn into the emote. I can't do it, I can't! Logging into PayPal is not that hard, man. No, but you do have to go through like multiple steps to choose to give your money away, you know? The amount of reality blinders and people don't believe that anyone would choose to watch pajamas is literally anything else is massive. Yeah, exactly! Darling, we're streaming not to mention the podcast are on weekly. Yeah, DK is like an armadillo made of blinders. Sorry, sometimes an image is summoned in my head and I voice it as it's being summoned and I don't know where it's going until the words are out of my mouth. In which case, an armadillo made of blinders is super fucking funny to me. Wait, why does a violinist have a guitar case? I don't know. Big mistake because it's bigger and it makes it look, you know, it looks good. Maybe they switch to guitar every now and then. Also, Air, thank you for the 20 stream streak. One of the best places to chill. Keep doing you. Thank you. I will, because I have no other options here. And Dipshitiot, thank you for being here. And Epic, thank you for the gift sub to Dipshitiot. I really made a blinders is kind of a segmental image, actually. Yeah, and I think it, from what you described, it would accurately describe your state of existence when you stream. Where would a giraffe wear a parachute, on its neck or its back? I feel like a giraffe would have to wear like a harness that had multiple neck supports starting at like the very base of the skull with like maybe 2 or 3 going down the neck and then a primary support going underneath its chest and torso and possible multiple connectors or some sort of connecting apparatus so that there wasn't a lot of like torque on their neck, but at the same time they can't have the yanking force happening on their skulls. So maybe even like a harness that had like neck supports and then a main torso harness that was connected to the parachute. That would be my prediction. I think more realistically, it would probably have to be like a giraffe on some type of platform and the platform has a parachute attached to it and it is strapped to the platform. Kind of like when you put something on a pallet, like a wooden pallet, but better. Even better than that would be some type of like cage structure that has some sort of shock mounting so that the impact would not fucking break half its joints. That's my best bet without knowing anything about anything. She's awake? Am I? I don't know. I took the muscle relaxants are kicking in. I'm feeling this pasta's past al dente again. The back of the bush and they would fuck them. It would, but I think also not having any neck supports would also fuck them up either way. Like one way or another, they're dealing with like inertia and their head getting messed up. So that's why I'm wondering, it's like if they were to touch their body, they need some kind of structural support for their neck, which is why I think it would make more sense for them to be on a platform and the platform is dealing with it. They throw it on a pallet with a parachute. Yeah, what Maida said. And even better if there's like tires or shock mounting or something to absorb some of that impact. Better question, why are we dropping a giraffe out of an airplane? Why not? Like, okay. If you, let's say big mistake, right now you live in North Dakota and you're like, fuck, I live in North Dakota. You're like, that's not even a real place. You're like, it is. And there's like 5 of us here. And then someone were to airdrop a giraffe into your town. Like, there'd be, the adult part of you is like, we have no means to support a giraffe. But there'd be a part of you being like, yes, yes, something's finally happening in North Dakota. We're gonna have a giraffe for a bit. Guys, we get to make videos. There's gonna be news cameras out here. So they're like, oh, look at this poor town in North Dakota dealing with this airdrop. Who dropped the giraffe? The mystery of the giraffe. People come visit the town and be like, what's going on with the giraffe? Zoologists come out. It'd be so exciting. Would you not be so excited to have a giraffe dropped alive successfully in your town? In North Dakota? Now, if this were to happen in Los Angeles, no one gives a fuck. But, you know, North Dakota, they could really use a giraffe. But would Jeff be able to wear the parachute? No, I think Ignar, I would rather have them being dropped on like some sort of like platform. So the platform is attached to the parachute. The giraffe is safely cushioned inside with much shock absorbing material. Hi platform failure. Hi Ronenn Haustoria. I hope you're doing great today. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? There was something out in North Dakota when I was there. Oh. Anyway. Sorry, Gwen. Elon probably dropped the giraffe as a marketing ploy. I can't see Elon doing that. I feel like Elon would do that and then he'd be like, oh, yeah, no, actually, Roboku, oh my God. You know what Elon would do? Elon would rig up a Tesla truck to like successfully hold a giraffe and then he would drop a giraffe in the Tesla truck with the parachute attached to the Tesla truck to show off how sturdy the Tesla truck is. And then what would happen is the truck would fuck up and the giraffe would die, and it would be this whole fucking drama thing about this poor fucking giraffe dying because the Tesla truck cracked in half or something like that. And it would just, everyone would be like, oh, fucking Elon. He'd be like, snorting ketamine or something like that and try to get over it. I don't know. 2 more of his kids would disown him. But, you know, that's what would happen. Hot air balloon, kind of like that, yeah. Hot air balloon probably better. Maybe we did actually do skydiving. This is rad as F. Very one, I'm doing okay. Thank you, I think. Also, whoever, it was Gwynny, I think, who said, Gwynny earlier, although she's probably back at work right now. She said, something that I did that was very anti, like, oh, talking as I texted, and that's just because I can't think otherwise. And then afterwards, when the ketamine wears off, Elon would crash on Twitter. Oh yeah, totally. Oh my god. My sorry. I'm about to break one of my own rules a tiny bit, but it's just to satirize Elon. I absolutely, so Elon, after the giraffe died in his Tesla truck, would be crashing on Twitter, and what would happen is he would be blaming the issues. He's like, this is why you don't have DI hires. You know, there's a DI hire involved with the zoo that I got that giraffe from, and that's why the giraffe died. And it is, you know, the government forced me to hire people who are unqualified. And if the government had less regulations, the Tesla truck wouldn't have cracked in half, and he'd just be losing it. Yeah, 100%. And that is the end of my veering into political talk, because it just broke my own rule. And then Peter would get called. No one would call Peter. Peter's never invited. Peter's like the what? I was about to say something else that was offensive. Peter, no one would invite Peter. No one likes them. Gonna start importing animal to give Tesla a bad name. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of impressive, which is owned by more kids than most people have. True. Well, that's what happens when you keep in vitro fertilizing people over and over again. Yeah. Punderful, hello, welcome on into the stream. How are you doing? Are you punderful today, owl? Sorry. Cruelty-free Viking, I feel the need to let you know, I've been dealing with like a whack-ass headache this whole week, and I finally found a combination of meds that like make everything not hurt, but they also kind of make me feel like this like wobbly goop is like really like pasta that you kind of forgot was boiling in the water for a bit and had like maybe 5 to 10 minutes too much, and you're like, ooh, this is mushy pasta now. It's still intact technically, but not very well, and that's kind of me right now. It could be worse though. I could just be sad and grumpy, and so I'm just kind of like, woo, my neck is made of goo kind of thing. So just some context. I will possibly be more put together in a couple days. Goop code, yeah, goop. I'm pretty sure when I was in Rinny's chat yesterday, I think instead of saying goodbye, I think I just said goop to you. Is that how you can talk so fast? You were not, oh my god. So cruelty-free, okay. So cruelty-free Viking, you touched on a topic. My older brother was getting on my case for talking too fast. And I was like, first of all, I only talk too fast for 2 people, my chat and with you. But I was like, streaming has made me talk much faster, because that's almost the only way sometimes to keep up. Like one of my goals in life is, especially if I'm just chatting and not playing a game, I like to interact with as many chat messages as possible. Sometimes to do that, I have to talk really fast, and I think I've gotten better at talking really fast, but no one has ever commented on it except for you and my brother. Cruelty-free Viking, you are not my brother. I really hope not. Well, actually, I don't think you are, because you've been way nicer than my brother would be at this point. Good night, just like that giraffe got after the topical ointment. Oh, you're right. Not talking too fast, your speedrunning affection. There's also well-chosen words, so I mean well done. Sometimes they're well-chosen. Sometimes they're not so fast, it kind of you know what I mean? So, well, just your brother's alt accounts? No way, because I would have banned all of you for being too mean. Figurines talk fast by default sounds pretty normal to me. I've mentally commented for what it's worth. Yay! Okay. So yeah, I do think when I'm in chatting mode, I do talk pretty quickly, but it's just because if chat's moving with any kind of like pace, you know, it's kind of like when I start stream and even just back reading through the first 6 minutes of chat, like to get through it and to catch up, I can't just be like, hey, so-and-so, how's it going? Oh my God, so-and-so. I agree. Because if I do that, I will literally never catch up with chat. There'll be new chat messages coming in, and it'll be effective like a stream with a 5-minute chat delay. So I have to catch up somehow. Oh, so who's that little guy there? Mr. Coretta Bite, that's the turtle. I like the turtle. I'm also good talker, so I don't really notice. I mean, the reason I never said in chat is I guess the reason you gave already. Yeah, fair. Yeah. I do talk slower. I think that's one of the reasons I sound different IRL to like my family and stuff is I don't talk as fast with them because I'm not trying to like catch up with them. I'm like, oh my God, if I don't get the thing out right now, the chat's gonna move along. I'm gonna forget to say the thing that I want to say, you know. It is also the downside sometimes of you going on tangents where it's like I have to get the tangent out quickly because otherwise I, once again, will never catch up on chat. And sometimes I just can't. Sometimes I'm just like, hey guys, sorry, I missed your message. It was not intentional. Because I know for some people, like the chatting time is like the real like fun time where like, I get to interact with streamers. Streamer's gonna read my message and be like, whoa, you weirdo. And be like, oh, I'm acknowledged as a weirdo. I'm so happy. So it is, I know it's one of those things where it's like, when you type out a message, you're like, hey, here's a funny comment. And I'm like, anyway, and it just, I know. You're like, hey, I wanted you to say hi. And it's not that I'm like a dancing monkey where if people are like, excuse me, you never read my message and I want a refund. Like that would piss me off, but it's on me to like make an effort. You know what I mean? So yeah. Kanzanon official hello? Official hello, Kanzanon? That's so funny. We had such a, your entry into stream today was an absolutely beautiful resubscription message. But yeah, I guess you never used the official hello. Also, I'm gonna why is it so hot in here? Air conditioning should be on. Okay, you guys might hear fan sounds. I need more airflow. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Just because you're the chatter streamer, whenever you aren't streaming, you're just one of us. Because you're the chatter streamer? Whenever you're in streaming, you're just one of... That part is true. But what's what does the chatter streamer mean? Okay, it is definitely hot in here. My room temperature drink is weirdly warm. The yapper. I know, well, I mean... most VTubers are yappers to some degree. I know that there's a whole category where they're like actual gamers who do gaming things, but I feel like the expectation of yapping is high for VTubers. I said this earlier. I said you're the streamer with the chatter's default point of view. Am I? That's a good thing, right? Imagine being an actual gamer. Yeah, I wouldn't know what that's like. Getting out of here. It is. Or maybe it might. It might be headache meds being like, woo, baby, woo. It's not a bad thing, at least. Okay, not this chat isn't. With the chatter's default point of view. I guess, I mean, wait, I feel like I need more explanation, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to comprehend any more detail right now at this moment. I don't think it's just something I noticed. No, I don't think it's a value judgment either. Well, I mean, as long as it's not a bad one. But I'm trying to understand what it means from your perspective, but my brain's like, I'm not gonna comprehend anything right now. So I might have to think about it later. Oh, but what I was saying is that early on when I started VTubing, I hadn't really watched a lot of like non-VTubing streamers, and that is still the case actually, because I'm like, ew, faces. But when I did take a peek at some, here's the thing, by the time I started VTubing, I've been watching shitloads of VTubers. Many hours of live streams that I watched live. And that was the experience that I knew, and then I was like, I'm gonna start VTubing, and I'm gonna be not as good as them, but I'm gonna try, you know what I mean? And they were mostly corporate VTubers. And so at one point I was like, let me take a peek at some of these big face streamers, just randomly on Twitch and stuff like that. And I have to admit, for better or for worse, maybe I was being a bitch, but like, as I started skimming through them, I was like, what? Because like, in the land of VTubers, it's like, oh, you have an overlay with your theme and your logo and your branding, your colors, you have stingers and transitions and starting screens and ending screens. And even if you were on a smaller budget, it's like you do your own screens, you do your own this or that, you make them relatively simple, you do a free VRoid model, you do PNG or whatever, but there's all of these elements that are like kind of expected. And one of the things I feel that's expected of VTubers is the ability to talk. And so then I go and check out these face streamers and they got nothing. there's no overlay, there's no graphics. It's just their face, and they're just sitting there like, and they're like just making tapping sounds every now and then. Every now and then, like, huh, fuck that. And they just keep, and I'm guessing some of them are being watched because of their gaming skills. People are watching that part, you know, primarily. But it's like, oh, double 4! Oh my god, thank you! Thank you! Oh my god, that better arrive as cherry slushies. Oh my god, thank you! Yay! I'm so excited about that. Something to look forward to. Thank you. But yeah, so I remember feeling with face streamers where I was like, I just felt like the expectations, like the bar felt so much lower. Where I'm like, you're not talking at all. And I just kept going through so many of them where it's like, I was just clicking one after the other and I'm like, you're barely talking. Or when you do talk, you're like, cause like, admittedly, a lot of them that I ended up watching were like reactions. Like they were doing live reactions. They said, they'd be like, wow. Oh my god, that's crazy. Oh, thank you so-and-so for the 50 gifted. Oh my god. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy. And like, I thought of like even the smallest goodbye funding. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here, Sarah. Even the smallest of itty bitty indie VTubers, I was like, I felt like the bar is just so much higher. The like, you know, people like, you know, if they're like, if I tune into your stream and you haven't spoken in the last 3 seconds, I'm probably gonna tab out, you know what I mean? So, it's pretty easy. But the thing is I was looking at very popular face streamers, like people with thousands upon thousands of viewers, thousands of them. And I was like, it just felt like when you look at the VTubers who have thousands, like you look at fucking like Bao the VTuber, who's released like albums and done live concerts and has regular models and outfits. I mean, let's not talk about Iron Mouse with like everything she's ever done. You know, you look at all of them with everything that they do where they're like, hey, here's my super cool cover that I just released. I'm doing a collaboration with this company where we're releasing this thing. And here is a bunch of like, oh my God, you redeemed this. Let me do this. And this will happen. You know what I mean? Like there's just so much going on. And then the face streamers are like, ah. And I'm like, this is crazy. So anyway, maybe I'm biased towards VTubers. And I'm sure there are really, 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 really good face streamers who put in a lot of effort into their content by far. It just really felt like the standards were completely different. And on my side, I'm like, well, I prefer VTubers, which is still true. Oh, so sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Oh no, why is this happening? Now I don't have Kleenex here. Oh, sorry, I'm pressing the bridge of my nose to try to keep it away. Why is this happening? Okay, where did I lose it on chat? Is the chat really valued? I watch a face tuber. I already have a face. Not commenting everything sounds about right for us. Different communities look for different things. What you're saying is you're better than everyone else and everyone should just watch you instead. Yeah! Speaking of slushies. It's not the pink slush. It's not the pink slush, but it is cherry, and I'm hopeful. A streamer, it sounds like a bad flesh streamer. They're exceptional, of course, but yes, VTuber streams are by far much higher effort. That's the vibe I got. Culture is definitely very different in VTubing. A lot more expectations, and a part of that barrier is the barrier to entry in the first place. Yeah. And just being VTuber, not that different, to be honest. Breezy, don't you watch? Didn't you tell me that you only watched like a couple VTubers? Vapid React streamers are a dime a dozen. Were these face tubers or boob tubers? Maybe a bit of both. If I'm being honest, the non-boob tubers felt worse than the boob tubers. I feel like the boob tubers have more of like at least interacting with every single donation type of scenario. And they're like, you know, there was a lot of crossover between boob tubing and ASMR tubing, you know. Probably the first place, very few good React streamers. Only like reactions when the person reacted to something with knowledge or skill in an area, and I get to learn something. Reactions are pretty lazy. Hi, Delson, welcome on in. VTubers have high-level theater kids and idol fans who are in to perform and artists many types. You're right. To be honest, I feel like a part of why traditional streamers bristle at VTubers is they feel threatened. Yeah, feel threatened by me and my face that never looks bad. Well, I mean, unless you already think my face looks bad. It is one of the joys of VTubing where you're like, I don't have to worry if I have a tiny tiny breakout because I'm not showing that on screen. Purple pineapples? What are purple pineapples? Is that a code word? Being a VTuber is a high entry fee compared to face streaming, so I think obviously there's a higher quality effort to streamer, but I think something like PNG or no model streamer would be a better comparison. Fair! I feel like no model maybe would be a better comparison, because I feel like even PNG tubers these days tend to be pretty high effort. Fuck, it's ads again! Sorry, 2 more words on stream route. Sorry, I keep not seeing that. Okay, I'll see you guys after the ads are done. Bye-bye! Bye-bye. Well done, everyone. Good job. You know what's funny? Both because I'm kind of loopy right now, but also because sometimes a bunch of things happen at once, and I'm like, I'm gonna talk about all this stuff. I actually, just as the ad break started, I wrote down in a little notepad things that you guys had said where I'm like, I want to respond to this. But first of all, I think Onyx Tail, I saw you there and you said hello and I didn't say hello to you because I hadn't caught up yet. Hi, Onyx Tail. Welcome on in. Okay, so the first thing we notes, Breezy was saying, she was saying that she was like, oh, it's not that I don't watch VTubers, it's that I mostly watch on YouTube. So the quick thing is, first of all, are you saying that am I special because you watch me on Twitch? And by that measure, would it be better would you be like, yes, if I started to multi-stream onto YouTube? If I was like, if I had like a YouTube option for watching, would you be like, oh, this is so much better. I fucking hate the Twitch UI. By the way, Twitch, that's not me saying that. I'm just talking on theoretical perspective. And then the next thing is, what was it? Cruelty Viking was like, oh, that's a cool coat. And I realized Cruelty Viking is new here. So I'm going to do a model showcase, but it doesn't mean I have to take off the cardigan because it's not actually part of my model. So Cruelty Viking, are you here? I'm not going to do this if you're not here. Cruelty Viking, Cruelty Free Viking. I wrote down Cruelty Viking, which actually opposes the meaning. Are you here? You're here? Okay. Okay, we're gonna do, here, you get to see the model. Cruelty Free Viking, my backstory is that I was a shitty intern in my early 20s and at a laboratory that did shady shit. And it was like one of those, when I say laboratories, I don't mean like a cool, like high-tech laboratory. I mean like one of those labs that are like out in the forest and stuff like that, you know, doing like forestry samples. When you meet people who are in forestry, they don't look very like clean cut. Anyway, the shady laboratory burned down and I died. And then 15 years later, it turns out I was probably not dead and I had a plant parasite and I was alive. So anyway, look at me, there's pants. There's nothing other, there's nothing, they're just pants. You can find them at any Mark's Work Warehouse. And then this is the coat that you were seeing in there. Also, yes, beautiful artwork done by Rayleigh's. And 3 times on this coat, it says botanical, just in case that came out of the ground and they're like, you're dead, right? And I'm like, oh, well, I was. They're like, what if you have no memories? And they're like, okay, we'll just put tags on you, just in case you forget. And then, usually to the shock of many, tummy, tummy, tum, 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 tummy, tum, tum, tum. And then the green thing is the plant parasite in particular. Some people are grossed out by it, and to those people, yeah, it's fucking gross. What am I gonna tell you? And then cool Sarashi bandage to keep in the parasite probably or something. And then the rest of the cool coat. And then there's my face. And then there's, so you can see most of me. I don't want to scroll and do the whole thing because then I look really beanpole-y. And I know we'll just like this. This is me. So there you go. That's where the coat came from. The thing is that sometimes I want to be cozy. And so I use a free cardigan asset, but the asset doesn't actually fit. So that's why I can only show it from the shoulders up. So there you go. That's for you. That was, I just wanted to, because you were like, when you're like, cool coat, I'm like, what do you mean cool coat? That's my coat. And then I realized I'm a moron. Sometimes. Anyway, so then I take the coat off and I put the cardigan on. And again, the cardigan does not fit. And you can kind of see the issue as I scroll and you're like, wait a second, it's huge. That's the only way I could only make it fit my shoulders by sizing it up, basically. So, does the parasite have a name? Hell no, I'm not naming that bitch. No. The little green guys on my shoulders are called Mari Bros, though. That was cool, thanks. You're very welcome. And then we never had that coat as merch. Yeah, Emmy, because it's really easy to do coats as merch. I mean, it fits enough, as long as I'm shoulders down. Wait for a warm cardigan as a part of your model. I know, I love the cardigan so much. If I could afford to add another like clothing toggle, it would be obviously a green cardigan at this point. Bitch, good name. Hi, Saigyo. Good morning. Good morning, Saigyo. Good morning. Okay, so that was one of my items on my notepad. And then I just wanted to remark, I saw the thing 004 said, we're like, oh, purple pineapples is something to say to stop sneezing. I don't think it worked. I did sneeze. And then reminding that, yeah, the artwork, the chibi artwork on my Be Right Back screen is by Rianese. And then the last thing was Roboku said something about how some face streamers do have a big focus on being talkative with chat and it turns into a really bad environment. The thing though is that what you described there where it's like, oh, it becomes like a chat abuse roulette wheel type of thing. And the thing is though, that's true for VTubers as well. Like it's really easy for chat to get away from someone and to turn into a bully streamer. And in fact, I feel like there's almost like a natural constant drift for any stream chat to go in that direction unless you crack down on it constantly. And by cracking down, it makes it sound like you have to be like really like but it's like you really do have to enforce boundaries constantly to keep it from veering in that direction. I've also told the story about that one VTuber I know who was asking for advice to like, hey, how do you guys, like, if you were in this situation, would you private message someone on Discord or would you just ban them? And so I talked to this VTuber privately because I'm like, ban them. The situation you've described is really awful. And they're like, yeah, the problem is it's my mod. And I was like, they're like, yeah, I had my birthday celebration and everyone was using the TTS to call me a moron and they were just constantly saying mean things and I just felt kind of sad because it was my birthday and it was like 4 hours of this and like my mods were doing it too. And I was like, oh, fuck. And that's exactly what I mean. And this happens more often than you would realize. Like if you follow VTuber Twitter, you will inevitably see someone being like, hey guys, you need to knock it off with the bully the VTuber thing. Or you'll have something like, hey, I'm sorry I ended stream so quickly, but you guys need to tone it down because I burst into tears. And I feel like this does happen when it's like, and it is really hard. If you have regular chatters that you're familiar with, it is really hard to tell them no. It's really hard to be like, hey guys, all 10 of you made a joke that in of itself is not that bad, but hearing it from 10 of you at once makes me feel like shit. Like it's really hard to communicate these things, especially if you have anyone who's like, if anyone gets defensive in return with like, I didn't mean it like that, it was just a joke. And it's really hard. I get that it's hard to like push back against that. But I think it is true whether it's face streaming or VTubing. It's like you have to be really firm with the rules on this. And that's even why I think I go a little bit further in the opposite direction. I'm like, you guys have to be nice to me. So I've had streams where I'm like, only be nice, no making fun of you, because it's like sometimes you're human and stuff like that. But yeah, it's regardless of VTuber or face streamer, it's like I think you can be very, very chatty and very, very interactive without that happening, but you do have to be like banned. You can't say mean things. You can't say that shit to me. And I like to think I've done a pretty good job of cutting this behavior off well before it reaches the point that I am upset. And the thing is that like one of the questions you often see from VTubers is like, how do I tell people to stop doing it without making the stream go tense and unfun? And you guys know what I'm talking about, where the streamer's like visibly upset and they're like, how do I make it so that's not fun? And my answer to that is tell them to knock it off when you're still in a good mood. Like to me, that's the answer of like, how do you prevent stream from getting tense and confrontational? And it's like, hey, knock it off before you're upset. That is my solution. And that's what I do, I think. There's a lot of stuff I talk about doing that I'm like, this is my ideal. And in practice, I fuck it up on the regular. That's probably one of those, but I think I've done an okay job. I think. I'm pretty happy because I don't really have that issue of being like, oh, everyone was so mean to me today and I feel like shit. Like that doesn't happen. That happened a couple times very early on, but I literally cannot remember any time in the last year and a half, maybe, where I was like, oh, I feel like shit. Because no, never, I don't. It doesn't happen because I like to think I don't let it happen. The more you enforce boundaries, the easier it gets. The opposite is also true. Yes. Be nice to Rona. Yeah. Streaming in general is really, really weird dynamic. You get a mob talking to one person, which only kind of know each other. Well, and that's the thing too, big mistake. I've said this before on stream as well, which is the challenge for the poor viewer in this case is like, the example I always pull up to this was a very, very early ultra kill stream that I did, where I was having a hard time with a boss fight. And what happened was a handful of people, maybe half a dozen people had made the same joke where they're like, have you tried not taking damage? Have you tried just hitting the boss? And this would normally, I'd say like once or twice was funny. And then it was very quickly becoming unfunny because I was so frustrated. And then this other viewer popped in for the first time in stream and they're like, have you tried killing the boss? And for a brief moment, I lost my shit. I was like, fuck off, basically, but not in a funny way. And then I about 10 seconds later, I cooled down and I was like, sorry, that person, they just arrived. And from their perspective, they're like, I just made a single joke. I just made a single joke of like, have you tried killing the boss? And like, you lost your shit at me. And so I think one of the challenges is that as an individual chatter versus the streamer, the chatter is like, I've only said one joke. And they're like, some might even be like, I've only said this joke once. And every other chat message in my entire history of watching has been nice. Why are you getting mad at me? But from the streamer side, if you're seeing it coming multiple times, you don't necessarily perceive it as, oh, that person only joked once, but that person's been mean this whole stream. It snowballs so quickly, and that's why everyone gets caught up in it. So I feel like there's also the challenge of perspectives there, where it's like someone's like, I never joke with you, and the one time I joke with you, you get mad at me. And from the streamer's perspective, they're like, everyone was dogpiling me. So it's sort of like, it's challenging to navigate that, I think, because it's like, it's true. If someone's joking for the first time ever, you don't necessarily want to tell that person to like eternally fuck off. You know what I mean? But from the chatter side, it's just, I'm not your mom, but it's like, if you're watching another streamer, just remember it's like a lot of voices being perceived at once. So it's sort of like, it's like, your friend, it's like the difference between your friend calling and being like, hey, numb nuts. And you're like, haha, really, that's funny, Brody. Versus you walk into a room of 50 people and they're all like, hey, numb nuts, loser butt face. And you're like, this is not fun. This is not, I don't enjoy it when 50 people yell at me, so. But it's challenging. It's always just challenging because like, there's no easy like where it's like, as long as you do it this way, things will never be bad. And if you do it this way, things will always be bad. It's a situation that can be malleable depending on moods and vibes and blah, blah, blah. So we're all just navigating in a social yacht together. Let's see. Farron said, or did the headache stay confined to your head? It's now in my job, but that's because I'm talking lots. Or since they said boundaries are weird. True. Onyxtail said, once you get a good community mood is going, it's good. It's like a train on good tracks. It is, but Onyxtail, even with a good community, it can still snowball. The thing is, it's like, for the reasons I just said, I think there is a high level of responsibility on the streamer to communicate that they're not happy with a direction. And it's specifically for the reason I said, which is that from the chatter's perspective, they might only be saying one or two things. But from the streamer's perspective, if you're seeing it 50 times, it feels like a lot. And that's why you have to cut it off early. In my opinion, I think you have to cut it off early. Because from the chatter's perspective, it might not seem like a lot. Because they're like, I'm barely doing anything. It's just a lot of people barely doing something. You know what I mean? What do I do to make them big for their chat life? I think you do excellent boundary enforcement. Thank you, Ratmost. I try to. I do not get it right. I definitely fucked up. I don't know if Genga's here. One of the times, actually, one of the ones that sticks out to me is we had not a new chatter, but a newish person. Like, I recognize their username from a number of streams, but they were still newish. And they, how do you describe it? There was some joke Ginga made in their general direction that was by no means like in mean banter or anything like that. It was literally just, I think, a word play based on what I was doing at the time, like Pal World or something like that. It was like this chatter said one thing, and the Ginga then made a word play based on the pal's name, like as a reply to that, and it wasn't directed at them. And this person got very upset very quickly. And so I did my normal thing where I was like, hey, knock it off, blah, 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 blah. But I let them, and I was like, hey, you need to like cool it. And I said this a couple of times, and reality is that I should have banned them about 6 chat messages earlier than I did. And after the stream, and I did ban them. And then after the stream, I messaged Ginga being like, I'm very sorry. Like that, when they were getting very hostile towards Ginga. And I was like, oh, should I maybe they'll be adults and figure it out on their own. Nope. No. I should have stepped in early. And that was one of those early lessons I learned where I was like, fuck. I waited way too long to ban that person. And so that's an example of me like, oh, I'm so good at enforcing boundaries, except when I'm not. So whoops. That is how I learned. Double force at Helium Merc. I feel like that was a very fine line we tread with that game, that specifically you're talking about there. If it's just saying what everyone else in chat was saying, if Charlie not being mad at killing your boss. Easy for negativity to spiral and people catch strays. Yeah, you just kind of let that. You did let that happen. Which thing are you referring to, Mura Sensei? This is from 4 minutes ago. Which thing were you referencing when you said, well, you did kind of let that happen? Shay Delilah says, I feel like this is a corollary to the thing where a streamer has to answer the same question 1,000 times just because viewers come and go at different times. You know what's funny, Shay Delilah? I don't know if I've ever... Can you guys think of anything where I've had to answer it a bunch of times? I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've had anything yet where, but that might be a bigger streamer thing. Merson says Ultra Kill, when you say joke isn't funny, no one knows. Oh yeah, no, you're exactly right. Exactly right, Merson say. Which is that I should have stepped in earlier to be like, knock it off. Which is what is the point I was making, I think. Some viewers take bans way too personally. Sometimes do the streaming and have a bad day, or even just click, you can always come back later and apologize if not for me. Elkins, you're so right. This is the other challenge too, because I'm like, oh, just ban them. Stand up for yourself. Ban them. But some of you, I think Arigato and Breezy, and someone else might recognize, is that one of my dear VTuber friends banned a first-time chatter who was being a knob. They were not a regular or anything like this. And this person haunted her for like 6 months, and not just her, but her friends as well. And it wasn't like at any point, like this person was dumb as hell, but here, let me check what this is. Uh-oh, is someone saying anything inappropriate? Hello? Okay, hello's good. Comrades, hello comrades. Hi, Bob Break. Unfortunately, I cannot moderate anything in a different language than English. So, I would say if you cannot chat in English, what's the answer then? Anyway, I've had people show up who say really offensive things in a different language, and so generally I'd say my chat is English only. Yeah, that makes it big. But yeah, so there is a scary thing that happens sometimes. You're like, oh, if I ban some random, were they gonna get really mad at me forever? Yeah, that's the thing. Let's see. I don't understand well, it's such a good, unfortunately, I do talk very fast. And I don't think I can change that. But yeah, you will have to chat in English or not chat at all, probably. Is that, what a great time. Only English? Yes. Unfortunately, it's only because I cannot moderate with any speed trying to translate a different language. And so it is very easy for someone to say some stuff that could get my channel banned and me not get on it fast enough. I don't know if that makes sense. Arigato said that guy was a weird one. Yes. Haunted us. Absolutely. And when I say us, sorry, I was one of the people who were by no means not being affected as my friend was. But at the same point, I was like, oh, my Wikipedia, my VTuberpedia article got locked. A bunch of other people's got locked because anyway, and you guys will remember on the Discord, this person showing up. So yeah, there is something where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna ban people. You should put in your fucking rules. Yeah, maybe, but you don't have to swear at me like that. Yeah, I should add it to that. Hi, Ian. It's 4 a.m. I'm here, but I wish here to wish you a great stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good luck and night again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always say, buddy, cool it. Yeah, yeah, that was not enough moderation. I remember you wanted to ban me when I first came here. Wait, I was thinking someone wanted to ban me. Maybe Ornifexus? I wonder. If I really wanted to ban you, I would have banned you. Ornifexus, did you start watching me when I was playing Diablo 2 earlier this year? That is the only thing I could think of, which is that if you made a comment about before, okay. Because I have joked about banning people who told me to heal my mercenary. I have joked about that before, but like half jokingly, where I'm like, if one more person tells me to heal my mercenary in vanilla Diablo 2. So killing bosses, you don't joke. When you don't say joke isn't funny, no one knows. Yeah, that's exactly the point I was making. It looks like war of mine. That's not, I feel like that's not really a question. And oh, you know, it's, yeah, that'll happen. Also, Ian, your official hello. Hey, Ronenn, how do you type with the sweater sleeves in your hands? Not well. You're too kind for your own good. Yeah, but I'm also meaner than a lot of people I know, so. I was justified to use that guy's weird one. My friend Snoot has to answer. Are you a tippier so often she has a chart? Makes sense. Oh, inappropriate. Thanks for the bit, God Zoidberg. We had to deal with a YouTuber super fan who couldn't deal with the fact that they were banned, so we got stalked for a while in Discord's tech help jobs. Shit, yeah. But in your sexually active rules? What are you talking about? Sexually active rules. Imagine editing a VTuber article because you have imaginary one-sided beef with them. Such no-life behavior. I mean, in a way, Breezy, it was kind of a relief that this person who was being very annoying was also doing it in a very non-threatening way. Like when they were haunting this friend of mine they'd be like, this person is bad person who is stupid with terrible face. And you're like, okay, this is annoying that they're constantly doing it, but it's also kind of a relief that, did I read Emmy's as breezy? Oh my God, I did. Sorry. Sorry. On this one chat window, you guys are the exact same shade of pink. Yeah, no, Emmy said this. Anyway, and so, yeah, it was kind of a relief that they were not threatening. Like, it was almost goofy what they were saying. And I don't, and like that was a good thing, you know? We were like, okay, because I feel like it could have gotten a lot worse if it were someone who were serious, and also good at it, if that makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, sorry, Emmy, that was you that said that. Yeah, just like she actually wants to ban me, but don't give reasons like a good boy. You can get those comments if you did one simple thing. I would just drag the potion to their portrait. Oh yeah, Kenzanon, you were there. Hi, Sathaya, welcome on in. I am banned because I behave and do decent music. You aren't banned because you behave. That's it. That's the same for everyone. The fact that you do good music, you could do the best music in the world, and if you misbehaved, I'd still ban you. One day I aspire to make a joke so bad I get timed out. Timeouts are kind of for people who are like, from my perception, breaking a rule but not maliciously, and not listening to me when I'm like, knock it off. The thing you said to me is that maybe I won't be here for long, and I thought you meant you were banning me, but you meant that I'm... Oh, yes! Yeah, Artifacts, I remember I was making some joking commentary where I'm like, oh, you might not like my streams, you might not be here long, and you instead, you were like, you're banning me? No, I do remember that, thank you. You'd be completely right for this Diablo bans little those whippersnappers learn was played out. So Elkins, the thing though is that they were talking about the Diablo DLC that came out in like 2002. So none of them were whippersnappers. It's just I never had it. I only ever played the OG Diablo 2. So everyone like, heal your mercenary, and I'm like, oh, what if I'm just dumb? And then it turns out I was right. You couldn't heal them in the OG. And they're like, what do you mean, the OG? And I'm like, Lord of Destruction came after. It was like a year later. Anyway, that was the whole saga. She confused me and Emmy again. I did. It happens. For convenience and speed, I translated using Google Translate. Good job, Google Translate. Sometimes Google Translate is fuck shit up. Okay, that reminds me. Oh my God. So the game that I play that I was talking about earlier, Whiteout, that game, remember? So this is there's no separation by region or language. So it's all players together. So the game has a built-in translator. So beside a message, you just tap a little button and it will translate it for you, and then tap it again and hides it, which is very convenient. The thing though, is that this built-in translator is not super reliable. So in my alliance, I have somewhat of a job regarding one event called the Bear Trap. It's not a job, but basically in the Bear Trap, you kind of have to actively nitpick people about which heroes they're using to join rallies. And I'm very good at nitpicking. I'm really good at nitpicking. But the thing is, nitpicking makes people sad. So I got a message from someone in Arabic and they were like, hey, why did you tell someone to kick me out of their rally? So I explained the rules and then they replied back and I translated it and they're like, well, I'm proud of not following the rules. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? Like that was, you know, if someone said to you where they're like, if you explained what rules they broke and then they're like, well, I'm proud of not following them, you would kind of assume that they were pissed at you and fully intended to break them further, right? But the next message they said was, you are wonderful, thank you so much. So then I copied the message and I pasted it to Google Translate, and Google translated their messages. I am not proud of breaking the rules. I am not proud of not following the rules, but I'm not proud of breaking the rules. So the end game's like, I'm proud of not following them. And the actual translator was like, I'm not proud of not following them. I am so glad I checked. I'm so glad I checked. So the problem is, remember I told you guys that there is a really massive war that happened in the server for the last week and a half. Most of the instigators on one side were speaking in Turkish or Arabic. And I have to suspect that the in-game translator may have made it a little worse. then it might have been otherwise. I suspect, because I think sometimes there are messages where they're like, hey, let's not fight. Let there be peace. And maybe it translated it to, let's fight, no peace. Like, I'm really strongly suspecting that might have happened sometimes. In the end, I mean, they were definitely instigators because they said lots of truly awful things that were very easily translated. But I have a feeling there were times where maybe the negotiations might have worked out, and they did not work out because it was hard to communicate. Also, I wanted to say Bob C. I noticed your efforts to chat in English, and I appreciate it. You said thank you for not banning you immediately, but thank you for having patience as well to speak in English. I really do appreciate that. I'm scrolling back through chat to see what I missed. Also, Ronenn having no captions default. You right? I have looked at a couple of caption apps, but I forget it. Like, I forget to do everything. I'm in a game that has one region, no translator, like Chaos Run. Big mistake! That's the game I'm playing. One region, no translate. Oh no, there's a translator. I misread that. I mean, it's pretty chaotic. You should still try it. Oh no, also, hi, Hot Grandma. Yeah, that wasn't even close. Hi, Hot Grandma. Hi, Vivi. Oh, why did my phone vibrate? Oh? Hello, slushies? Sorry, I got some messages from Mama Haustoria being like, we're leaving at blah, blah, blah. We have to pick up blah, blah, blah. Why don't you? And then it cuts off at the letter Y. And then suddenly there's this bizarre random scribble. And she says, oops, why don't you do blah, 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 blah. And then she was like, oh, and then it breaks off again with more drawings. And she's like, I found a new button. So I guess the messaging app on her phone has a drawing button that she kept accidentally tapping into, and it's really cute. Oh, Mama Haustoria. It's just really funny to be like, why don't you? And then there's like, it's a scribble and there's this huge straight line, just massive straight line. Hi, good to see you. Hi. Also, Warboss Sign, thank you for resubscribing. 9 months. Congrats on your sub, baby. There's built-in caption options. OBS. We'll have to look into it. No excuse, bozo. Some excuse. You know, I say a lot of annoying stuff. Surprised I only got banned twice. I think it probably depends on the nature of the annoying stuff. There's a gratitude and patience for willing to chat. Thank you, Farron! I use a built-in OBS assistant, otherwise I forget to launch my captions. Yeah, I'll have to look into it, but I have to look into a bazillion different things, and I'm just behind on everything. I use Rat with a compiler, one off of GitHub. Rat with a compiler! Oh, I will definitely remember that, and I will definitely not forget it. Guys, I am so behind on stream stuff. I'm so behind on stream stuff. It's not difficult to use since they asked and didn't ban me. I'm ready to sit with a translator. Oh, that's so nice. Give me. Okay, 1 second. I can do this for free on my channel. That's for you, Bob Break. That little emote there, the gigantic emote, that's for you, Bob Break. Translators are only useful if you understand the language spoken to a certain degree so you can recognize the mistakes in translation. Speaking of Six-Horned Horse, oh my god. I felt I felt weirdly proud of myself in the context. A lot of you will be like, there's nothing to be proud about. A lot of people know that. So in this game, the game I've been talking about, so basically you can have a lineup of 3 heroes lead your troops. And in the game, it has a bunch of fussy rules where certain buffs only apply if it is from the very first hero on the left. So left, there's like 1, 2, 3. So the hero in position 1, only their buffs apply in certain situations. And so in those situations, I was nitpicking where I was like, hey, you need to correct your heroes. Hey, and so there's this one person who kept fucking them up. And so then they're like, okay. And they were talking in Arabic. This is important. And a lot of you will know why it's important. And so they're like, okay, so it's this hero, this hero, this hero. And I was like, yes. And when they joined the rally, it was in the opposite order. And they're like, is that right? And I said, no, you need to switch them. And you could hear even through the translator, their frustration where they're like, I'm from Saudi Arabia and the app looks different. Arabic normally writes from right to left. And so I believe the app on their side flips the orientation of everything. So that means when we kept telling them to put a hero on the left, they were actually putting them not in the first position, but in the last position, because the app UI is changed if your main language is Arabic. And so I messaged them where I'm like, I'm so sorry. I think this is because of the thing. And they're like, yeah, that was the issue they were facing. So they weren't just being a knob. They were just struggling with the UI. And yeah, there you go. Interesting. So I'm like, thank you, game, for making that very confusing for us to work in a global alliance. If I'm on the list of stuff you're behind on, you can wait, delay me. Breezy, I don't want to. You are on the list of stuff. Breezy, you are really high to the top of list where I'm like, oh, I'll take care of that. And my brain's like, no, and nukes itself. You know what I mean? Don't worry, Breezy. I know that I'm behind, but you are a high priority for me. Also, where was I? Thank you for subscribing in advance. Wait, tier 3? Holy shit. Wait, did I read that right? Oh my god, Warbasign, hello, thank you for the tier 3. Warbasign, if you're on Discord, there is a special secret channel for the tier 3 subscribers. It's so special and secret. But it is there if you're on Discord. And you also have access to an emote that only tier 3 has access to, which is the head pat emote. Because I am a bitch. I gatekept that one. Is that a normal person chat? Which one is a normal person chat? I can DM you a link, it's super easy. Please, Vivi! Vivi! Oh, Grandma! Yes! Please, please. Also, Vivi, you can DM me anything, anytime, ever. Just DM me. I please, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. I suggest always translating the channel back to your own language to verify that. Yeah, Farron, when I'm talking with my art mama, who's Japanese, what I do is I use DeepL, I don't know, to do the initial English to Japanese, and then I grab the Japanese and I translate it back in Google Translate to see if there's any weird hiccups. And it's very helpful. It has made sometimes, especially in the game that I play, the way that I type English sounds a little awkward because I try to type in a way that I think the translator won't fuck it up. Advice, dates and text are on the main reasons for coding. I've never written with the grammar structure of the language. Let me know the similar moments. It just understand things. Like you knew it was great. Thank you, 600 Taurus. I felt very proud of myself, but then I realized my chat is full of smarty pants. And so if I told you guys that I'm like, oh my god, I'm so proud of the fact that I knew that Arabic goes from right to left. I had a feeling a lot of you would be like, yeah, because we're smarter than you, so we knew that as well. And so you guys would be like, duh. And I'm like, yeah, never mind. So I had to prevaricate there a little bit. If you rest of stream, I'll take care. Neb, are you going to sleep? I hope you sleep well. Also, we're drinking the hydrate. Also, I need to take my my proton pump inhibitor because my chest hurts. Like knowing that half of Japanese is spoken with a subject with sometimes a translator rhythm, I'm feeling something. Also, knowing fake raid what you describe, sometimes the translator will automatically assign pronouns, and so they'll be like, he did this, and you're like, we're talking about female characters. But if you didn't know that, you might think someone was being rude or something like that. No, there's no. You have to use a lot of Japanese translation as context. And you can tell when someone's like machine translated a manga, a comic book or something like that, because the pronouns are just all over the place. Oh yeah, the default to Google Translate works well. Yeah, thanks Alex. I'm glad you use it too. I don't know shit about language. Trying to find at least ambiguous phrasing. You can be proud. Thank you. Okay, I will be. Now that Breezy has given me permission, yeah, I will be. Moments of Arabic is a pretty cool language. It's a very beautiful language too. Like, it sounds beautiful. Ooh, Jack time. I love Jax. I didn't know they were. Oh, now we've learned something cool alongside me, Rex. Yeah. A lot of languages like dropping pronouns. It's true. Yes, I'm in the Discord. I'm a guy during the Twilight movie marathon and last movie with the big fights. Hell yeah. Translating from Mandarin? Ooh, I don't want to think about it. Because Japanese doesn't really have gendered pronouns as such. It conveys people's gender are much more subtler if it's not made explicit. I feel like, and it's not even a perfect thing, but one of the best indicators for someone's gender is often like, do they use boku, ore, or watashi? And I think there's like a couple more options of that, where there's a lot of options that dudes can use, and typically there's only one really that women use, if they use those at all. But as a result, sometimes you get like, say, really butch lesbian women who will grab the typical male one, even though it's not officially like, it's not like I bracket he, but it's typically used by dudes, and they'll grab it, and it's like, it's seen as kind of like confident and cocky, and so I'm like, ooh, fun with language. Deepale is a really good translator for more natural sounding English to Japanese, but it can be a little informal. Personally, I'm gonna use Google Translate to Deepale to double check, because Google Translate more from away. You know, for that, hot grandma, what I do is I just put at the front of an email, I'm like, brackets translated by Deepale. If there's any rudeness, it was not intentional. I preface with that every time, just so that the person on the receiving end knows. They're like, whoa, we're not best friends, buddy. And they say that, they're like, oh, they didn't mean it. Yeah, you're basically right. Yeah, at no point am I ever intending to be rude. If there's an issue, I translated with Deepale. Whole joke arcs that written translation is that where the joke is that you're being led to with the character one gender, but no one is supposed to date a boy or girl. It turns out the opposite. Yeah, and then you either choose to completely butcher it, or you have a bunch of notes on the bottom being like explaining it. Normal female first person. The thing is, but watashi and atashi can be used by men too. It's not just for women. It's just there's trends on what people use. It might just be an expectation of formality and manners from women. Yeah, it's complicated. Yeah, or it's pretty much like Boku is pretty much more even general. How do you think though? Bernie Stein in Japan, people thought he was gay because he was using the wrong pronouns. Yeah, it's you know, which you can. So that is such a good idea. Wait, what is such a good idea? What did I say? What did I say that was a good idea? I need to know so that I know it's a good idea. When you guys tell me something's good, I'm like, oh, okay. Sometimes I just try stuff. And if you guys tell me it's good, I'm like, oh, I can keep using it then. Oh, good. That's what should be as formal as possible. Hell yeah. Which actually is more distant polite, which reads as feminine social. Yeah, I wonder why would that be? Oh, one second. I gotta take a pill real quickly. I end up using gender pronouns in English since my native language, everything is gendered. I do find that really funny. Like, I get why it happens, but it is really funny the first time that you're like learning a new language, you're like, wait, why is a table female? Like, for the first time you're like, wait, why is that male and a table is female, but that part's, but why? And it's like, there's lots of whys, and maybe there's lots of no explanations for stuff, but it is super funny whenever someone does it for the first time. Also, did I say hi, Rosa-san? Hello. I never have introduced watashi with a waiter in a fancy restaurant, but if you sit and talk to your friend, it comes off as feminine. Context, yeah, and this is the challenge of learning something like Japanese, and pretty much every other language. There's an Japanese that I really like, but I can't find right now. It was way shorter. Interesting. If the answer is misogyny, it probably is. Hi, Lady Florentine. Welcome on in. Prefacing with a disclaimer about your translation method to avert. Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah, it's worked out well so far for me. But yeah, it is. I feel like there's a minor art to like writing English in a way that it translates well, which is like very often simple sentences and direct. It almost feels a little blunt in many ways. And it can come off as awkward, which makes my English emails often come, like, they seem really funny where it's like, I'm trying to think of examples where it's like, hello, you can't even things where it's like, I like how you drew the blah, 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 blah. It might be something where I'm like, the hair is really good. I like the color. I like the length and stuff like that to try to make sure that the translator's not going all over the place. A really funny one was early on when I was trying to say androgynous, and that word translated differently, like 3 different ways. Sometimes it seemed to be androgynous, and sometimes I got like android. Oh, it translated to android. I was like, fuck! So I had to go back and like re-find the original word that I wanted to use for androgynous and copy and paste that manually and stuff like that. Wade? Interesting. I've never heard of that one before. Also, Mara, thank you for the lurk. My friend learning Portuguese, like, the sofa doesn't feel like a boy, even ends up with a feminine ending. Yeah. You're like, wait, but this, okay. Grammatical gender isn't really just sexual gender. La furniture is feminine because it ends in an E, because windows are inherently busty. Exactly. But when you're first learning it, you're like, why is a window a woman? Because that's what you've grown up with, right? Also, hello, very couragey. Hello, pasta. Oh, pasta's cooked. Pasta's cooked. Pasta's goo. That is me. Honestly, if you imitate a newscaster, people with broken English will usually understand you easily. Somewhat. I feel like the number one thing that gets translators at the least is complex syntax. And boy, have I written sentences where I'm like, ah, fuck, I have to break this down into much simpler syntax. It's old people thing. Dashi is a more neutral, formal in business settings. Boku's informal and masculine, or is very masculine, even a little brusque. And Atashi is a very informal, feminine, cutesy, but technically anyone can use any of them. Just might raise an eyebrow sometimes. Well, in hot grammar, it was funny where we were talking about that. We're in social settings. It's like if you're a dude who uses watashi, you might be perceived as like, are you gay? Similarly, lesbians in Japan might grab boku instead to indicate like, you know, but it's sort of like flexing a little bit. But yeah, it's not technically wrong. Even non-binary people in Portuguese at least even care less about pronouns and grammatical genders make it seem less serious. Makes sense. Yeah, this was a response to this is what happens when you chat a bunch. You're like, wait, which thing? This happens to me, as you can tell, as a streamer. It feels but it feels right for some reason. I hate when there's no real neutral informal pronoun because Atashi and Ashi are very feminine and woo-coded. It always seems childish to me. I guess. Yeah, I guess. I can't get nothing I can say to that if it seems childish to you. Okay, there's non-strictly boy-coded. Wonder if something will come about due to the newer generations, younger generations. Dependent clauses, missed qualifiers, yes! Well, and even in English, Farron, because I'll pull up something that, like, correct grammar even in English can be super fucking... Okay. So a sentence I wrote in Discord was, I was like, blah, blah, blah. I was talking about food. I'm like, I had a picture of food. I'm like, this is a yogurt with blueberries that I bought out of the back of someone's truck, washed, picked through, and froze myself. The grammar is mostly okay, but the confusion is that the way I wrote that sentence is initially someone read it and they're like, oh, for a second I thought you bought the yogurt out of someone's truck. And I was like, no, just the blueberries. Where I'm like, it's yogurt and blueberries that I bought out of a truck. But it was only the blueberries that I bought out of the truck. But depending, you might be like yogurt and blueberries out of the truck, or just the blueberries out of the truck. So English can be fucky that way too. And of course, the translator might be like, ugh. Yeah. Mobile Twitch breaking threads, you were talking about contextual watashi use. Yeah. Is even more exalted version of Waga, which is extremely formal, so it comes off like using the royal we in English. Hell yeah. I speak a little French, but try to keep the French language chat is really difficult because a lot of abbreviation slang. Yeah, yeah. In-game translators also fucked that up in that game. War happened because of slang. Did you wash the yogurt? I didn't wash the yogurt. I did stir the hell out of it though. Froze that truck. Yeah, I did. Buffalo is technically correct. Exactly. If I recall, Laplace of Hololive uses Wagahai sometimes for humorous reasons. Yeah, that makes sense. And there's a. I gotta give kudos to VTubers who can keep it up. What was another VTuber that... It wasn't necessarily grammar or language. Guys, what's the name of the Niji Sanji VTuber whose name basically means a million and she was debuted when they hit 1 million followers on their regular channel? And she's got very like Ojo-sama vibes. I think is it this one? No. She's got a really fucking long name. Salome! Yeah, Salome. Yeah. Hyakuman Tenbara Salome. That was her. Yeah. And so she was very good at sticking to a distinct way of speaking in Japanese that was even noticeable, even if you don't speak Japanese. I don't think it's the same as using something like Wagahai, but it's the same thing. Salami. Yeah. Hyakuman Tenbara Salome. The one when she debuted, she showed... On her debut, she showed a video of an endoscope that went into her throat and stomach. It was a really memorable debut. It was really weird. It was great. Also, Netlexi, hello. Showed her what she did, yeah. This is Wakatashi, the Ojo-sama affectation. Yeah! Drinks with vanilla is always in character to the point where no one even knows if she's the one in the first place. Kudos to them. That's endoscope pics I got for VTubers. The number one person I got into VTubers is because of Uki, Violetta, and Fulgur from Niji Sanji. More pirates. So, gotcha. Good for her. We need more first person pronouns in English. I don't want to share I with everyone else. One does not simply use a pronoun. I'm shocked did not know this. Sometimes you want to be an agent. Who said Fuki? No, Uki. Uki, Violetta, and Fulgroven. You can use the royal we. You can. You can also talk in third person as an option. Do I recommend it? Not necessarily, but you know, you do you. Reminds me of Koki's vocal launch. You'll check out footage where he went on a video tour down to throw in the stream. I gotta tell you guys, if I ever have an endoscope, I don't think I'm gonna show you guys the video. Well, no, wait, no. Because if they find something really alarming and unusual, then I will want to show you guys. Oh shit, now I don't know what my stance is on things. Also, oh my god, I gotta go grab the thing outside. We're gonna go to my regular be right back screen. I'm gonna go grab my slushies and I'll be right back. I'll see you soon. I'm so happy right now. I got my cherry slushie. It is cold. I'm resisting. I didn't resist the urge. I did rub my face against it slightly. Sorry, I'm so happy. It's unusually warm and muggy in my apartment right now. And for those of you who, if you don't like cherry flavored stuff, this is actually, it's like pomegranate cherry, which kind of cuts through some of the cough syrupy vibes. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Also, 600 Tories, thank you for the gift sub to eGhost. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Why are you getting mugged in your apartment? Look, Canada just isn't safe the way it used to be. No, it's just very muggy. Oh, sorry. I feel like I can actually feel my body temperature coming down with every like chug of this. And I've said this before, but if you're curious or you're not curious, it doesn't matter. You're watching my stream. I'm gonna tell you anyway. I don't get brain freeze at all. No one on my mom's side of the family gets brain freeze, so I can just chug away. And the only thing that stops me is when my esophagus starts to cramp. Is there say that for you VTubers Canadian? There is a disproportionately high number of VTubers who are Canadian. Like, if you look at the number of VTubers that are Canadian versus, say, American, because like they're right beside each other, it is bigger than the ratio of the population of Canada to the US, if that makes sense. And so my suspicion for this, well, there's been a couple of them. is something about people being indoors during the winter. You know, when you're indoors, you gotta find something to do, computer time. And then another aspect of it, I think, is that because in the US, your health insurance is almost always tied to having a job, whereas that is not the case in Canada. You get health insurance or the equivalent, regardless of whether you have a job or not. So if you are, say, living with your family, you don't necessarily need to have a job to have health insurance, so you can go ahead and do stuff like VTubing more often. Whereas if you have to work in order to have health insurance, you may have less time in general to consider doing stuff like VTubing. That is my suspicion, but it could be a bazillion different things, but that is my guess. Weird flex, but okay. What else am I supposed to flex, Emmy? I got noodles for arms too. Like I said, my VTuber day is also character, to be fair, albeit one I could play easily if I ever felt trying. Yeah, I think if you make a character that's very easy for you, so that you never slip out, then no one will ever know the difference, right? How did you acquire this power? How many sacrifices? Yeah, I don't know. I acquired this power by winning the lottery of being my mom's child. I don't know how you get. I can't reverse time and stick you back up there. I saw something get removed from your throne when you're ending the slushy machine. Oh god. The thing that got removed, I don't know what happened. So I had the dog food thingy. And then at one point, it was Garbage Hero who noticed that it was $1 off. So Garbage Hero made a $1 donation, and when I went back to check it, it still had $1 missing. So I paid the last $1 myself, because I'm like, what the fuck? And I felt bad for Garbage Hero, because I think he paid it, and then I don't know what was going on with Throne. My best guess is there was a currency conversion issue of some kind. That's why it disappeared. When you're getting a slushy machine, yeah, I don't know. When my guilt starts to go away at the concept of that. Although I wonder if I were to theoretically do something like that, I'm like, should it be the creamy or the slushy? Can the creamy also do slush? Because that would be better. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Alright, I'm so happy about slushy right now. Hard to freeze what isn't there. That's very good. That is very good. I love that, actually. Slushy for the mushy lady, affectionate. I feel like everyone's treading carefully now that we talked about like being too mean in chat. It was like positive, being nice, just joking. So an elderly doctor scientist called Dr. Smart with a distinct fuddy-duddy vibe. That's very cute. Professor in Futurama, but not senile and sociopathic. Miyuji Sanji Japan debuted two, I think, well, no, and one of them is a doctor, and one of them I think is just a corporate office guy, but I think they're very, very good concepts. Very courageous said you're saying Marys are two normies to be VTubers. Yeah, courageous. I guess that's one interpretation. My name is too long to get health insurance again, and my EI just ran out, so it's so over for me. Ah, fuck, Breezy. I'm sorry. That is crazy. Her name length. I remember you talking about that before, and that's just wild. My suspicion is Sundaria? What about them? And got out of the gym, shaking my head. I'm trying! Truth is, I'm not gonna talk to Mike to be a VTuber though, so it made a fun character idea. Well, I mean, the thing is like, you can just do what you want at the same time. You're like, if I'm not good enough, then just do what you do, be yourself. You know, to whom do you need to be good to, you know? Do you want to, if you want to VTube and your friends can hang out with you and stuff like that, you can be whatever you like. And I mean, there's so many different varieties and types and flavors of VTubers that it's like, just, you know, like, I think a very popular VTuber out there, she never talks in her stream at all. She's dead. But like, it's, yeah, I don't know. I think if something like, I feel like it's like, if you're like, oh, I have the shittiest laptop ever and it literally cannot run OBS, like that's a good reason not to stream, because you can't. But if it's like, oh, I'm not good enough to do XYZ, I feel like that's worth testing out first. But if you really don't want to, you don't have to either. But if it's something like that, I feel like you should just give it a shot, see what happens. Even if you only like, if you, especially if you don't invest like a ton, like you're like, oh, you do a PNG and OBS is free and that kind of stuff. It's like stream every 4 times a year if you want to, whenever you feel like it. Just go for it. Yeah, sometimes you just, if there's something you want, you're like, no, but I want to be better, give it a shot. If you have fun doing it, I think that's more important. Also, hi, Ember's Armpits, hi. can read a script fine, I can't converse fine, I can't vamp. I've never given myself a different first name and middle name every initial every time I said them. That would be fun. Also, we have ads starting again soon. We'll do 2 rounds of words on stream. And then a half hour more, and then I have to go in about half an hour. Nothing health intro by default. I can make some suggestions, but I don't want to overwhelm you if you said what you're looking for. Ratmos! That's so considerate of you. And I think in mine, I should probably do the same thing. Good thing start with, I'm not good enough. Very courageous. Almost correct. I would say if you were about to have surgery and the doctor that they have sub in because your surgeon is missing or whatever, and if the doctor's like, I'm not good enough, that is a good thing that they said it. That is a great thing, in fact. I'd be like, this is the best thing ever that you admitted that. And the surgery was canceled. So there, there might be some situations where I'm not good enough is a fantastic thing. Oh, look, there's ad break. Hi, filthification. We'll do 2 rounds over the stream. I'll see you guys after the ad break. Bye, 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 bye. welcome back from the ad break. I didn't catch most of the words on stream, but when I saw those letters, I'm like, Puce! And this is a very random explanation for that, but way back when the Harry Potter books first came out, there was like some sentence that described, what was Vernon Dursley, the uncle of Harry Potter, where he was getting really mad, and they described his face color as puce. And it was just one of those times where it's like, I had never encountered that word. And the context, like, obviously, like, in hindsight, you're like, oh, he was really red in the face and angry. But it's like, sometimes people go pale, they're green, you know, they're purple because their face is just, the blood is getting caught up there. And so I couldn't even, like, solely rely on context. And I remember just having to look up that word and being like, what the fuck is puce? It's one of those, like, color words that, like, it's not very often that people are tossing around the word puce. And so ever since then, of course, it's stuck. There's a couple words on stream words that, like, you'll see me pull out a lot, like Lian and Mian are both ones that I'll pull out. Cinna. And that one is only because the first time I saw Cinna on, like, words on stream, I'm like, what the fuck? What stupid bullshit word is this? And so it's stuck. Taupe. So funny, Emperor's Armpits. Taupe is I've used that word a lot. And that is because, IRL, well, I mean, you can kind of tell in my model too. My skin tone is very, like, desaturated and cool toned, so that when I'm getting makeup, things that are kind of like taupe tend to suit my skin tone. So, like, way back when everyone was filling in their eyebrows heavily, the color I would go to was like a darker taupe color. And that was because anything more saturated than that would look too orangey against my skin, even on like foundation, stuff like that. I used to, when I wore makeup more regularly, I would add a green mixer to the foundation to, like, neutralize a lot of the orange red tones. Wait, you have a skin like those bags? Well, that was more eyebrow color, I guess. But yeah, my skin is so it's cool toned olive, basically. But when you hear olive, a lot of people think of darker skin tones, and maybe a little bit darker. But cool toned olive is basically a lot of, like, olive stuff still tends to be pretty warm or orangey. So it's like I basically have to look for cool desaturated taupe bags. No, taupe. A very dried olive. Yeah. All right, who gave me a sub? Egos Six-Horn Taurus gave you a sub. That's who. I remember. Also, I have it to my left on my activity feed. Also, Merlin Emmers, hello. Like chartreuse. I use chartreuse far more often than I use the word puce, which is funny that they rhyme with each other, you know. But no, I use chartreuse because I think chartreuse can be very, and actually, I feel like on my color palette, I do have a very chartreuse-like color. Here, let me... God, I need to organize this folder a bit better. Stream graphics, that's where it is, right? Now, who the fuck am I? Where is it? Where's my color palette? I put it on Discord. Okay, where did I put you? Oh, there you are. Sorry. Shocking to me. So anyway, in my color palette, yoink, right here, I feel like that 1/5 from the left is pretty close to chartreuse. I think that's pretty close. She charts my truce till I puce. Yeah, maybe. But I think if she charts your truce till you puce, you should probably get a doctor to look at that. The fucker. Here, olive, I think hummus and flatbread. Yeah, that's fair. I think unless you're very into makeup, you'd be like, olive what? But all of anything. No, but it is a very popular makeup term. You can have a skin tone, but leave him in the sun for a long time. So fake red, I feel like that's a misnomer where it's like, oh, olive is a deeper skin tone typically, but you can be a very pale olive. I think it's just gotten misattributed to, like, a tan skin tone in particular. You get a lot of chartreuse in Phantom Brave. I don't know what Phantom Brave is. Phantom Brave. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, it's a game. Oh, those are cute character designs, though. Oh, are you talking about that main girl who has chartreuse hair? Yeah, I see it. I see it. Chartreuse. Actually, you know what? I do think my color palette, I think that is pretty squarely a chartreuse. Is it only out of the sun? Oh, God, I can't read. What a thing for a VTuber to do, to not be able to read. Their only job is to read chat, and you just can't do it. Not doing it. Not doing a good job of it. Thanks again for posting that Pantone. What Pantone? Those aren't Pantone colors. In fact, a lot of them aren't even web safe. If I get any sun at all, I start to go with red, brown tones right away. Oh, so you do get it. I was just fucking wrong. There we go. The tourists provide valuable information. Cantonon, what's wrong? Why are you hugging? Also, oh my God. So when I went to grab it, so if you've never streamed on Twitch before, on your stream manager, there is a series of things at the top that show you various numbers and you can customize it. So for instance, the far left one shows my session time, 3 hours and 13 minutes. The next couple, for the most part, I have them blocked off. Like I don't see them while I stream. So they're things like the viewer number. Don't look at that while I stream. And then the follower number, I don't look at that. But as I went over, I hovered over it for a second, which causes it to pop up. And so let me just check something. Okay, okay. So since one person followed today, based on the number, while I've been streaming, 2 people have unfollowed me. That's so funny. Sorry. That means at some point during the stream, I've pissed off 2 people enough that they're like, fuck this, and unfollowed. Which, yeah, I can see that happening. You know, we touched a lot of topics. I did tell someone I was the incarnation of Satan at one point. So yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense. I was talking all about boundaries and stuff and being like blah, 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 blah. So it's just really funny. I don't normally see that number, but having seen it, like it is, you know, 1 person followed, 2 people unfollowed. So I'm 1 less than I was when I started. That's so funny to me. Oh my God. I was double checking him like cruelty-free Viking. You didn't unfollow. No, you're still there. Okay, yeah. So 2 people. That's so funny. Oh, that's me, Ronenn Haustoria. A lot of people, they're like, the only time my followers go up is while I stream, and I'm like, my followers go down when I stream. They go up when I'm not streaming. It goes down while I stream. This is great. Ah, that is a brand. Emily Greenchan. Thank you for the follow. Did it go up, or did you unfollow and refollow to get the notification? Wait, did that just... Ramos, thank you for subscribing courtesy of Epion's gift sub. Yay, Epion. NA strategy games are super duper fiddly. Low tons of stacked on top of games on top of it, so you always have something to learn and work at every time. They also need to be a bit on the easy end of extra strategy, which makes them kind of like, oh, is that what the thing is? Phantom Brave. Oh, Phantom Brave is a sort of spiritual technology to Gaia. Before the game got 6 or 7 actual sequels. Cool. Thank you for that information. Was it Satan, the duck sex, the cherry sashi? Who knows? You're right. I did talk a lot about duck sex too. Shit. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It could have been a lot of things. But Emily Greenchan, thank you for the follow. Refollow. Unfollowed for the lows. Okay. I was like, the number did not actually change. So you were following before. There are some people I know. There are some people who watch my streams regularly who do not follow me. And if that's the case, I'm impressed by their diligence. Cause like, I'm like, how do you catch my streams? You just have like a mental reminder. Like I must go type in this URL. Disguise Black Humor all the way down. It's paced and written like a wee Britcom, but Phantom Brave is extremely cutesy, fluffy, and sad. The first, oh, Phantom Brave is cutesy, fluffy, and sad. That combination is giving me a red flag, not for like a general red flag, a me red flag, where I'm like, is it gonna make me cry? People do that to avoid being gifted subs. There's a setting, you know, there's a setting that you can just turn off to not get, that's such, why do all that work? You can just turn off the setting to not get gifted subs. That's so funny to me. Maybe through Discord, that would be also funny. They're like, I want to watch your streams. I want to watch your streams. But I don't want to give you the satisfaction of seeing a number go up. The ending is happy. Oh, it gets less sad. Oh, so it's like Tales of Symphonia that gets super sad and then gets a bit less sad, but it still has sad elements. I never buying a Nisa game again after they screwed up their Wise and Trails in the Sky game so bad. Pretty dark at times before that. I think that's pretty common for games with like cute artwork. Like Tales of Symphonia are like tea, and then it's really like genocide and racism, you know what I mean? Matthew Reisinger, hello. Hi, Renner, Spooky Spaghetti, a creepypasta. I think some people probably find the Parasite creepy. I myself, sorry, I'm turning my fan down. Messing with my mouth tracking. I wish I could say it was creepy. I wish I could be like, ooh, I'm like one of those creepy VTubers. Oh my god, I'm blanking. Oh, I'm like cool and goth and creepy like Lena Laser or Amuki or someone like that. But no, if I am creepy, it's accidental where I'm like, hey, pretty lady, I love the smell of your hair. You know what I mean? Like that kind, not the cool, spooky kind, the weird kind. Ari also said you can. I think so. And the reason I think that Ari is because there was someone in chat who none of us could gift a sub to, and then they changed a setting, and then they were able to accept gift subs. I know people who can spend hours printing a 40K mini but can't find the effort. Painting. Take the trash out, remember people in lazy and ways you can barely fathom. Yeah, I know, that's me too. I'm like that. You can get subs to channels you never do. It's true, I get that all the time. What do you think of Tales of Symphonia? Please notice my childhood game. Breezy? What do you mean, what did I think about it? Breezy, when did you start following me? Oh, that's why. Breezy, I did a playthrough. So Tales of Symphonia is also a childhood game for me, and I did a playthrough last year from January, and it took like 6 months for me to get through it because I'm slow as fuck. But it is one of the few games I have finished on stream, and it took forever because, you know, it's a JRPG. So that gives it a big gold star in my memory. Yeah, I did a whole playthrough of it. I love it. It's the only, people are like, are you gonna play Tales of? No. I'm like, the only reason I play Tales of Symphonia is because I played it on the GameCube. That's it. Remember what you did on Valentine's Day? You can be creepy. You do! You remember that? That makes me so happy. Genuinely. E-Ghost. That makes me so happy. So happy. That makes me, I know I just keep repeating myself. That makes me so happy. Oh my God. I'm creepy. Yeah, I went from wine aunt to creepy uncle. They described their Wise game? What's a Wise game? Ease game? So bad. They had to apologize while we do reach out and still couldn't fix all the tech issues. Damn. I mean, without an extra Penderberg is about a girl whom the world tries to make miserable, but they refuse to ever give up. Yeah, that is giving me Tales of Symphonia vibes. I never finished JRPG now that I think about it. I rarely finish them. Even, where is it? Final Fantasy XII, which I was doing a replay post-death. As in, I played it many, many years ago and then I died, and now I'm not dead. And the game has like a bazillion hours on it, but I stopped playing it right before the very final boss. And I do this a lot. Where I'm like, oh, I don't really want to finish it. I don't want to be over. So by virtue of it not being over, I just, you know, I'm like, it can't be over if I never kill the last boss and never play it again. Yeah, Valentine's event was dope as hell. I'm so glad. I mean, that makes me so happy. I hope you like bananas. I also find you I's birthday's only October list. It's funny, Breezy. It feels like you've been around forever. Ikaram, hello, welcome on. Although, you know what? It's kind of crazy to think that like, oh, September 2024 is like 1 year ago. Duh, you know? But I'm like, oh, that was like 2 months ago. Nope, that's not how time works. Well, Wise, Ease, it's it's a difficult RPG series with undying fan base, hell yeah. That's why she never finished games on streams. Yeah, I am. You're actually, Emmy, you're probably partially correct for some games where I'm like, oh, if I never finish and it can't be over, because it's like, you know, I will say it is kind of emotionally like, it's, I don't know, it's even finishing like the first Witcher game, I'm like, oh, it's over. We're done. No more streams of it. I know you guys would be like, oh, you can still like stream, but it's not the same thing, you know what I mean? It's like this, it's done. And you know what? Maybe I don't like that feeling, so it's pronounced yes. Sorry, fake raid. That doesn't help me because usually the double S means a short E sound, but then you put 2 E's, which is usually a long E hard S. Ease. Oh, ease? Do you mean like E's nuts? Is that close? East. So East. East's a good time. Wait, so is it E's or East? Ikarum, give me something different. I just got used to the idea that June was over and it's actually September, yeah. So little not wanting to finish things. Lowen, hi, Lowen. Hi. Hey. Yeah. No, I just... Yeah, because like if I never do the very last thing, then technically I've never had the emotional closure on it, and you know, it's open-ended forever. I can maybe go do side quests, and you won't, but you could. No, the S is unvoiced. That doesn't help me, I'm not smart enough! That's what I meant by hard. Wait, I don't know what unvoiced means. Vagrant, I'm not smart enough for this. Where's Deacon to translate? Deacon's still asleep. I should have told Deacon that he should be grateful. I fucked myself over. Some games leave you feeling empty after you finish because what do you do with your life? Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's why I like Diablo 2 so much, because in Diablo 2, you finish the game and they're like, now you do replay it, but differently. I was pronouncing the sharp S. I don't know what that means. I don't know which sound is the sharp S. I don't know enough. Okay. Is it D's, nuts, or east without the T? Voiced S is Z, the unvoiced S, Z is S. Wait, the voiced S is Z, the unvoiced Z is S? What does that mean? Wait, what does this mean? Wait, a voiced S is Z, the unvoiced Z is S? I can't make, I'm too cooked. I'm overcooked for this. I don't understand what this means. Is that just your vocal cords are used or not? I use my vocal cords when I'm talking all this. No! I am getting more confused. Just say like ease with more ease. How do I put more emphasis on the ease? Is it like bees? Like bees that buzz? Is it bees like buzz? Ease? It's getting so loud right now. Go cry. Ikarim, I'm not a Minecraft player! I'm fucking dying. Oh no! I don't know. I am getting more confused by the minute. No! An unvoiced S is when you hiss like a snake. Okay. An unvoiced S is what I use a de-esser for. Okay, I'm just trying. I have never had a more, like this is, I think this is the most sincerely confused I've been in a long time on my stream. I want to frame the phrase, the voiced S is Z, the unvoiced Z is S, because I didn't know you could do an unvoiced Z. Wait, how do you do an unvoiced Z then? I'm saying it's like yes the entire time. Yes. It's like yes. It's like I'm saying yes in a silly way. Is it the S like yes? D's like D's or yes. Okay. East without T's, east with... that kind of helped. I always thought it was ease. No, e-ghost! No, okay. I'm just... Okay, in the future, if I ever see anyone mention this game series, I need you all to understand, I'm just going to pronounce it differently every time. This is where we're at. This is what's going to happen. Even if someone at this point fully, explicitly, clearly explains to me how it's pronounced, you guys are getting something different every time from now on. I was trying to say it was the S and Z were voiced and voiced with the same phonetic sound. I believe, Fake Ray, that is what you're doing, and I believe my brain did not translate it well. I'm very glad I have a cherry slushy through these trying times. Oh, fuck, it's 2:30. Okay, call it YS. I'm gonna call it Yves Saint Laurent. People be like, fuck you! Okay, we gotta go find something to read into. Okay, we are going, wait, shit! This is the only problem when I stream early is there's so many choices I never get to read into them. Oh, fuck. Shit balls. Shit! Shit, fuck, sorry. Sorry, you guys, the more I scroll, the more streamers I'm like, wait, I never get to read it. Wait, I never get to read it to you. Wait, I know, okay, I think I know. Let me just go check her stream. Can I wreck someone? No, you cannot wreck someone. Unfortunately, just today, because I have so many options, there's no way I'm considering someone I don't know already. Okay, how long have you been going? 2.5 hours? I don't... Let me just listen in. How is it? Yes! Okay. I literally never get to raid into her. We're gonna go raid into a squid. Okay, we're raiding into Lemnonicus. So that's how her name is pronounced. Lemnonicus, not Lemony Chew, Lemnonicus. I did that. She is a lovely squid. She's playing Half-Life, which seems appropriate thematically. Yes, there were many very good choices to raid into today, but I don't think I've ever been able to raid into Lem. And Lem is so lovely, lovely model. The number of times that she's raided into me after during while I've been playing Dave the Diver is hilarious to me, given that she's a squid VTuber. I just really love her. And I don't think I maybe have raided into her once, maybe. So I'm very happy about this. Okay, /raid Lemnonicus. Okay. All right, so you guys got the raid messages there. If you are subscribed, grab the animated emotes for the one. If you are on mobile or not subscribed, grab the one with the little leafy dealies. Lem is playing Half-Life. Be good. Check out her rules before. She's pretty fun. She's awesome. And how can you trust if you can't pronounce yes? Yes. Yes. I can pronounce yes. This is the way I'm gonna do it from now on. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you were still lurking and you're one of the people who unfollowed, I am sorry. I probably cannot make it up to you, but I am kind of sorry for the overcooked noodle vibes. It will probably be the same tomorrow because even now my head's kind of pounding, and I don't know why. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm getting crazy headaches, but I felt pretty good for the most part today. Thank you, muscle relaxants. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you guys. I had a lot of fun. And it was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stream whatever time. You guys are patient with that, and I really appreciate it. And someone sees Deegan, be like, sorry, Deegan. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. I was about to say, I love you guys, but then I realized I'm like, wait, I'm not supposed to say that, am I? Anyway, have a good time with Lem. I will see you guys tomorrow for the regular evening time stream. And wish me luck today with my surviving to the end of the day. Bye, guys. Bye, 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 bye.